Fuck Ben Affleck.
And we're back. Welcome back. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's been a while since. In an excellent fashion, we're actually back in recording. Holy shit.
Ah!
Wow, those
Look at
levels
all
are
that
loud.
mixing. Let's turn down the gain really
There's
quick.
a lot of levels.
All right, let me turn down the gain here. Now we should sound pretty good.
No.
There we go. That's a whole lot
Did we
better.
sound good?
Yeah, I think we sound
I
good.
mean, we probably sound like dog shit at the beginning, but that's
Fuck you,
okay.
Chris.
Fuck you, Chris.
Well, fuck Ben Affleck.
Fuck Ben Affleck.
So, as all 27 of you may have noticed, or me 27 times may have noticed, we have been gone for a couple weeks.
But we're back, bitches.
We're fucking back, bitches. And
We were actually out filming a new movie.
yeah, so we lost our last podcast. We tried uploading it. It was really awesome. We had
Zack Snyder on.
Zack Snyder was
Brad
on.
Pitt called in.
But he couldn't make it.
Ryan,
That was the thing.
Ryan Reynolds was like, "Let me get on that podcast."
Confirmed
We're
cake farts on
Yep,
the new
on
movie.
Deadpool 2.
Absolutely
Yeah.
insanity. But
We weren't supposed to tell anybody, but we just did.
So our interview with Zack Snyder went so bad that we decided to delete the podcast.
Because he's such a bum.
So this
He
podcast
took all the color out of our podcast.
so this podcast is dedicated to how fucking pathetic you are, Zack Snyder.
This is the Zack Snyder hate podcast.
It's not that I hate you.
It's Batman vs Superman Eve. It's
I mean,
Christmas Eve.
to be fair, you're going to get more hate on him next week after we watch Batman. But
Yeah, it's black versus gray, I guess, in that movie.
Yep.
You can't say that.
No, that's not.
That's not a
No,
race
Brian.
thing,
No, that's
Brian. Come
It's
on.
color. It's color. Yeah.
Black,
See,
Black Snyder.
Black Snyder.
That's his brother.
Fuck you.
Well,
Zach.
I now know that I have to edit 1 minute and 40 seconds into this podcast.
What? No. What? You're a
that
pussy.
That wasn't
You're a
racist. I'm talking
vagina.
about his lack of color. It was Black Snyder.
All right.
Yeah,
well, let's
no.
roll our theme song for "Is It Racist?"
Yeah.
We'll edit that in.
Is it racist?
Yep. But anyway, hopefully we'll be posting more shit. Adrian and Pat, I know you want to hear us.
Yeah,
talk.
we are back full swing. We took 2 weeks off because we were busy boys, kissing a lot of boys. But we are back, and good timing too because all this shit's about to start rolling in. And
Yep. Batman vs Superman
we got
tomorrow night.
Which is apparently incredible.
Do you want to add to that?
And we're back. This is our new podcast. Let's see. Our podcast isn't a video podcast, so the little hint of sarcasm that came out of Chris's face can't be seen.
Stupid ugly face.
His stupid fucking gross.
At least I don't have pubes on my face.
I don't have pubes on my face, Brian.
Yeah, me either. Zack Snyder.
Fuck you, Zach.
Who else did we hate before? Who was episode 1 hate? Who do we keep bringing up?
Fucking Joss Whedon.
Joss
Whedon. Fuck, marry, kill. As a director. So pretty much, when I say fuck, you have to watch their movies every time they come out. Marry, you have to stand by their movies. And kill them, you just have to kill them. Zack Snyder, Michael Bay.
Oh, God.
Joss Whedon.
So this is why
I'd have to kill. Okay, I want to go first. I'm going to marry Joss Whedon because I love Serenity, so
Okay.
I can at least stand by that movie without
We're
question.
not marrying people. It was
No, he said fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah, but you were
you
like-
gotta say, okay, I could stand by his movies.
Yeah.
Fucking kill Michael Bay because he does not make any good movies.
Fuck you, the new
Oh, fuck you. The Rock was great.
The Eternal movies.
Oh yeah,
bro.
The Rock
was
was great.
great.
Fuck.
Rock was fucking good. Fuck you, Mike.
In the original Bad Boys.
I guess we're at a first name basis.
I guess oh. That's hard, Brian.
That's not that
I
tough.
fuck up.
I'd like to.
No, I'd kill Michael Bay.
I mean,
fuck Michael Bay.
I think we're all marrying Whedon, yeah.
We have to.
Avengers. I mean,
We have to. And Serenity.
he hasn't done that
Firefly.
much. I'm just talking about as directing wise.
Yeah, I don't want to marry Joss Whedon, but I like his movies a little bit.
He looks like a broke down Louis C.K.
He does. Well, he looks like a less well put together, less kept up Louis C.K. I mean that in the least demeaning way possible.
To Louis C.K.
To Louis, yeah. I mean,
Rest in peace.
well, there's some hot predictions here.
I think he's gonna die before we release this.
Oh, no.
Oh my bad.
Oh man.
God damn it.
Yeah, but we are going to see Batman vs Superman tomorrow. We reluctantly just decided before this podcast we're gonna go see the 3-hour movie. So by the time we finish seeing it tomorrow, the new episode will probably be coming out because 6 hours from then.
Yeah.
So.
2.5 hour movie. If you guys want to come to our funeral, it's probably scheduled next Sunday.
On Easter, we're going to come and rise again, just like the Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior.
Just like my elementary school teacher.
I mean, to be fair, now that I think Brian's on the train, none of us are going into this movie thinking that it's going to be a good movie.
I'm starting to... All right, so I was the one defending it from the beginning, and I'm definitely on the hate train now. But I just, like I said, if this movie comes in, I have fun fucking watching it. That's all I need. I don't need to be blown away. I don't need anything else. Just give me fun for 2.5 hours if you can, and I'll be fine.
See, I don't... Any sort of fun movie that's 2.5 hours long doesn't cut it for me.
I'm gonna guarantee there's gonna be parts where the first thing I'm gonna say when we walk out is that could have been cut. That could have been cut.
Yep.
Oh, I know that.
Absolutely.
I know that for a fact. There's gonna be hundreds of scenes that could be begotten.
Be gone.
They're gone. I'm worried. My biggest worry is just by looking at reactions alone that it's not going to be good enough to care and bad enough to laugh at.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be 2.5 hours of the worst possible outcome. That's just movie. Like it's not interesting at all.
Better or worse than Man of Steel?
Worse.
It really can only go. No, I think it can only go up, right?
No, it's going to be worse.
I don't know about that.
It has to be.
I had no fun watching Man of Steel. At least if they show me like good fight scenes with Batman and Superman, if they show me
They're not gonna
Flash,
do that.
if they show me Flash or Aquaman, I immediately had more fun.
That's
than Man
another
of
thing.
Steel.
That's another.
But the
complaint.
thing is, it's the Spider-Man 3 syndrome where there's just going to be too much shit going on.
Well, here's the biggest.
It's going to be so convoluted.
Here's the biggest complaint about Zack Snyder's fight scenes. Are there shaky cam, quick cut bullshit? There's not enough good, stable action for it.
You know who needs to take lessons for fight scenes? You know where you need to take lessons from fight scene from is from fucking Daredevil. That show.
I think if anybody has to learn about fight scenes or to learn about fight scenes, it'd be fucking any Jackie Chan movie ever.
Well, yeah.
Actual action scenes. Well, the thing is, like, the most gross thing. I think I've picked this apart before, but like you don't get to realize the exact impact of punches or like any moves. You don't get to appreciate it because they're doing all these quick cuts so that you don't see how bad they are at fucking fake fighting. And if people just took the time to actually rehearse and practice their fight scenes instead of having all these set pieces in the background that can only go off once or else it's all fucked, then you have to edit and post and do all that garbage. I wish they would. I would be completely fine with them having less explosions, but a better, well-shot fight scene.
I just wish there were more movies like The Raid.
Well, yeah, I mean that's one of the prime examples. Like, take a good look at any like Far East action film, and they stay.
They said cake fart.
Cake Far East.
Far East.
That's
all I heard.
Like just stable camera. They make sure everybody gets their cues correct. Like you get to appreciate when somebody does something.
And that was my Daredevil point. If like the most fun I had watching that show from the first season. If you ask a lot of people what they liked about that show in the first season, the first thing that comes to mind at the end of episode 3 in the first season, there's a fight scene. It's now considered the hallway scene. That's what their big thing is. And it was one shot camera just kind of down the hall, and it was the most realistic fight scene I've seen in any superhero movie, almost any movie I've ever seen. And I remember really watching the episode when that season launched. Right after it, and I texted my buddies, my old roommates, and I was like, this is the scene. And I knew it right away. Sure enough, it picked up, and then I've been watching season 2, season 3, or episode 3 and season 2, they did the same exact thing. They had it was pretty much the hallway scene on drugs, so they didn't overdo it. Like, I thought they were going to, like, kind of repeat themselves and, like, kick themselves in the ass for something they did good.
Overplayed.
And they did it amazingly again. Like, it was the same concept, bigger hallway, one shot down the camera, and you kind of just saw them moving back and forth with it. If you don't watch that show, do yourself a favor, at least find that clip on YouTube, because it is one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in a movie.
No.
And it wasn't that cut bullshit where they're like afraid to show people actually having a fight. It was right in your face. Like, Daredevil's getting fatigued, like he's tired, he's laying on the ground huffing and puffing, like just grasping for anything to try to help him, and it was unfucking believable.
Well, even like in the vein of like even quick cutting or like actors that can't necessarily do a good long fight scene, like Colin Firth in Kingsman.
Yes.
That church scene.
That's kind of what it's like, yeah.
If you can still cut. It's a prime example of still using like editing and fixing and touching up, but still having an incredible, impactful fight scene. And I mean, obviously it's over the top and hysterical, but like,
Yeah.
There's a lot of better ways you can do it, Zack Snyder. And I have literally no hope for any of them.
I mean, to be fair, like a lot of directors struggle with action scenes. Like even
of
Christopher
course.
Nolan,
Because
he does not shoot
Well,
action well at all.
There are some pretty great highlights of Dark Knight Rises fight scenes that are just like he definitely took influence from making sure not to cut a lot in at least the Dark Knight.
I like the sewer scene.
The sewer scene was a bad one. Like,
like it?
Because of
I liked it.
they kept it that way of like there were a few shots where it was like when Bane's just punching his head into the ground, which was
fucking awesome.
That was amazing.
That's awesome.
But there were still a lot of scenes like that where like I would throw a punch and there'd be 3 camera cuts on it. Like or
I
Liam
thought-
Neeson climbing a fence and taking 3 and there would be 16 different camera cuts.
I thought the first fight or the last fight scene was fucking atrocious. Where they just show all the guys running at each other. In the city.
that wasn't good either.
That's not for the action itself,
Yeah,
but like
for like the climax.
the narrative, I guess. But even to be fair, like there definitely is a tough. I can't give people enough credit for even writing a superhero scene, like fight scene, because
Watch Daredevil. I think you would.
well, no, I mean that's what I'm saying is like I could not ever.
Yeah, me neither. I couldn't do
Ever script a good superhero fight scene.
Oh, me either,
Well,
yeah.
like, there's just so many things that come into play. Like,
Not even most comic book writers.
yeah,
can.
right,
Like, I mean,
exactly. Ben Affleck can't fly. He can't, like, he doesn't have an actual
we can't
robot
confirm
suit.
nor deny that.
All right, it's true.
You don't know.
It's true. Of the most crazy jump to conclusion things I've said of this
You
podcast.
just don't
That's
know
the
that.
craziest.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you
Ben
don't-
Affleck, you might fly. I don't know.
I'm just saying, have you ever seen him
That's
fly?
a
Have you ever
good
seen
point.
him? I mean, he's been on the ground a lot. We don't know if he's ever been in the air. Just saying.
Wow.
Yeah. Take that home and chew that
true.
bad boy.
Yeah, right.
That's a motherfucker right there.
I've lost all credibility.
You just can't.
Shit. But, I don't know.
So,
Fight scenes
are you
suck,
not
that's it.
excited then?
I'm not
At
excited
all?
for the fights. I'm excited for,
What
like
are you
I
excited
said,
for then? Because it can't be like the dialogue or the acting. I mean,
I'm excited for it in a way that most people aren't. I want to see it be the most cringy, like it's gonna
So you
make
want
me
it to
laugh
be
out
campy.
loud. I want it. I'm rooting for either end. I want it to either be phenomenal.
so you're rooting for the
or-
movie to be good at least in a way.
Good. I want.
Whereas Chris wants it to be so bad that Ben Affleck never gets another job.
Well,
after he does.
that's very spiteful.
That's very true. I do want that.
30% of me wants this movie to be the best superhero movie ever.
Awesome. Okay.
The other 70% of me wants it to be the biggest piece of trash since fucking goddamn Nick Swartzen's fucking movie about him having a big dick.
Oh God, Bucky Larson.
Bucky Larson.
That movie was
Born to be a
fucking
Star.
atrocious. Oh my God.
Should tell you
Wow.
what's on my top 10.
Oh shit! Right before
We're doing top
Paul
10s
Blart
again.
Mall
Yeah.
Paul Blart's Paul Blart.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ is king. I think
What were we talking about?
we were talking about Zoogle.
Yeah. No. What?
We
He's
saw
talking about-
Zootopia.
No, I'm not talking about that. Yeah. That's still there was Batman or Superman.
No, there's nothing.
Oh, so Chris, what's your excitement level going in at this point? Because we're on the eve of it. I mean, we're recording this. By the time you guys hear this, we'll already have saw it, and we'll have another podcast next week. But going into it day before, what are you feeling? Because I know how you actually feel. So let the people know. Let the 26 viewers like Pat and Adrian know.
I'm just saying I'm gonna be really fucking pissed if I like Ben Affleck tomorrow.
I hope you do. That honestly may be where I stand now. Is that I don't care what the movie does as long as Chris walks out being like, "Fuck, Ben Affleck was awesome." Like. And that's the early reports. I mean, I haven't read too many reviews because I don't really.
Out of the pictures I've seen, his facial expressions still make me want to
his
laugh.
His facial expression.
Fucking terribly. He's atrocious.
Can you do your Ben Affleck, please? Give us. We actually have some line of dialogue from the movie. We're gonna cut it in there.
Hey, Superman. You want to start something?
I don't care. That was perfect. I love it. So that was a little sneak peek.
It's supposed to be the hero. What are you doing?
Wait. Ask me if I bleed.
Hey, Superman. Hey, do you bleed?
Go Bruins.
Because you will. So, how about that?
How about them apples?
How about this ass?
So that's your really only thing is you just don't want to like Ben Affleck.
No, I fucking hate him. And I don't like Jesse Eisenberg casted as Lex Luthor. It doesn't make fucking sense. I don't like Zack Snyder at all.
Yo, sorry, that was.
What happened?
Can we pause for a second?
No,
Sorry.
just talk
Just
about
for a
it.
second. No, I
Just
legitimately can't.
words.
I legitimately can't. We'll come back in a second.
All right.
God,
Wait,
Brian's
wait,
family
wait.
just
The
died.
Very important thing.
Brian's family just died.
Oh no! And we're back
Yeah.
from that quite long hiatus. Actually, that was a long break.
It's been 2 weeks since we recorded that first part of that podcast, and we're back.
I still miss him.
We found out Brian died, and
This is Brian.
this is Brian 2.0,
Yeah.
Earth 2 Brian, as DC would put it. So what the fuck were we talking about?
I was talking about how Jesse
Jesse
Eisenberg
Eisenberg
doesn't make sense as Lex Luthor, right?
Why not? Why not?
Why doesn't it?
Yeah, why not?
I mean,
Did Heath Ledger make
Fucking
sense
look
as the
at him,
Joker?
come on.
Did Heath Ledger make sense as the Joker? Did that pan out? Did Tom Hardy make sense as Bane?
Are you just playing devil's advocate here? Because this is pathetic.
yeah, that doesn't make
Sorry.
sense.
All right. Brian, I'll let Brian talk. Sorry.
Yeah, come on.
I mean-
I'm trying to get him out. I'm trying to get his balls hard.
His ball's hard?
That's just how that works.
No.
No.
We just talked about torsion for the last 35 minutes.
That's why we break. We found out that I had torsion.
No, my balls hurt.
I feel it.
Brian's been in the hospital for the last 12 hours.
I just woke
Jesus,
up out of 2
Harold
comas. The Cubs won the World Series in 2018. I was sick.
God.
Oh, I hate everybody here.
Jesse Eisenberg.
It's weird. It's a weird casting choice.
What's going to be the worst part of the movie for you? Just Ben Affleck straight up?
I'm scared of just overacting. I get that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to eat the scenery like a
Yeah, it's
motherfucker.
going to be
get that.
overacted for sure.
Why?
and-
Because you can get that impression that they all think they have to do this magnum opus of a superhero performance.
And they
To
all
catch
probably
up.
think it's bigger than what it actually is.
Right. Not to. They're
And
not
Zack Snyder's
underestimating
trying
this
to.
at all. They
No,
have
that's a big fucking
They
deal.
have a huge responsibility to make sure this is good, and I don't think they have.
Especially
Nope.
after Man of Steel.
Especially.
I mean,
yeah.
they should have known after that fucking dumpster fire of a movie not to let Zack Snyder do another one.
That is the most baffling part.
And now he's doing fucking Justice League 2 and Justice League Part 2. It's like,
A lot of people still liked Man of Steel.
A lot,
Which,
it's still
like-
has following.
I firmly believe we're in the vocal minority of people that don't like Zack Snyder. Like, even Brian was liking Zack Snyder before we recorded this fucking podcast.
I like Zack Snyder, and then I remembered what a douchebag he was about the Flash comment he made this week. Like, I
Yeah,
don't hate him.
like-
All of his movies are the same. It's the Tarantino effect. Where, like, if I go into a Snyder movie, I know what I'm going to see, and I know it's not going to be great. Like, for me, at least, personally. I know what to expect, and that's why I'm just okay. He's not great. Like, I don't love him. I just don't hate him. What is my favorite nickname you've ever given anybody? Mr. Hack Snyder.
Hack Snyder.
But no, I don't hate him. I mean, 300 I like a lot.
I love 300.
Watchmen you don't really care for. I like it because I think.
Not that I don't care for it. I'm fucking pissed off that even exists.
Would you like to see them do it again?
I would absolutely love if somebody else directed.
Who would you
the new
like to
Watchmen.
direct?
That's something I'd have to think about for a good long time.
What would? All right. I mean, this is probably not going to be like. He already kind of did. What would you think about Inarritu taking a shot at it?
No.
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 it's just not his style.
Yeah, that's
I'll say Birdman, but that was in like completely 2 different worlds. So, no. I mean, yeah. Who would you like if you had to pick?
Who
Are
would I like?
we're talking Watchmen right now?
Who would
If you were to reboot it, which I mean, we both
would get
agree that
creative
we would both be okay. Because I would love to see it again. Because I love that fucking story. I read it once a year.
Oh yeah, no, that comic
Yeah,
book is.
I could read
hands
that,
down
yeah,
one
I
of
read
my
it once a
favorites of
year.
all time.
See, it is a gritty comic.
Well, that's why I was
Right?
It's Watchmen wasn't gritty.
No, it was just.
It was cartoonish. Zack Snyder went to.
I'm talking about the comic.
Oh, well,
like
yeah.
the actual
But
comic.
but like this is the reason why I hated the movie so much was because of this whole I'm gonna make it look like you're watching a comic book kind of thing.
And
Like
they're fucking in the ship, and then the flamethrower goes
yeah,
off. It's
that's
like,
fucking
come on.
stupid. But
I
like,
mean, I can only stare at Dr. Manhattan's dick for so long before I'm just like.
and what
I
a
wanna suck on
cool goddamn character and like intro with Dr. Manhattan was. I got goosebumps how they actually pulled that off.
Yeah,
of,
it was awesome.
that monologue and how he became Dr. Manhattan and like
that Rise of the Valkyrie scene where he's just running through Vietnam, wherever it was, Vietnam, right?
Yeah,
Or
and-
Japan. It was Japan.
yes,
It was Japan where he's just slaughtering people left and right. Great scene, great movie. I like that movie a lot.
I fucking hate that.
But
movie,
so who would
dude.
you don't have a choice because I mean you'd have to be something to think about, right? Like you just couldn't.
Yeah, that's a loaded one. I mean, I could probably.
Michael Bay,
Oh, of course.
Joss Whedon,
Oh, Michael Bay would do a great fucking
Paul,
job.
Joss
Paul
Whedon.
Blart too.
Paul Blart, Small Blart,
Paul Blart, Small.
Walmart.
No, I would like, yeah, I'd like to see them do it eventually. I don't need to see it anytime soon, but I love that fucking movie. So I love that story. So that could be one that you could do. And there's so much after it, too. You know what I think, honestly? The best move now is to go watch the Netflix series.
Even I would.
That would be cool.
That would because there's so many after comics. If you look at like the Watchmen Pantheon, it's the graphic novel, and now there's preludes, there's afterludes. Like there's so much stuff.
Watchmen's like the ECW of comic books.
Pretty much,
Like,
yeah. That's a great comparison.
But I would be totally fine if Chris Nolan made it.
I was gonna say
that
Nolan.
would be a great choice. That would be, yeah.
You know what? You know what sucks is like we all hate Guillermo del Toro a lot,
I don't hate him.
I fucking hate him.
but the way he made Hellboy.
I shouldn't say I hate Guillermo. I just hate.
You hate his fat face.
Do you
I love him because I love.
do you hate his horror movies more than you do like his actual stylized stuff?
I hated Pacific Rim. I hated.
Yeah, I hate Pacific Rim.
I absolutely hated Pan's Labyrinth, and I know that's not a very popular opinion. And
Yeah, because I adore that
I can
movie.
absolutely respect why people love it, but it's just not at all what I like in a movie like that shoehorned grotesqueness that he likes to do in almost everything. Hellboy was that perfectly well-rounded. I'm not going crazy over the top, but at the same time, I have some of the best character design
And I feel
of any comic movie ever.
I feel like if Watchmen was kind of directed in that same kind of sense, it would have been better.
It would have been exactly. I think in that exact same realm of Watchmen that Zack Snyder did, where it was still because it was still campy and it was still this kind of comic-y. I'm supposed to take this cartoon seriously kind of deal. I don't like that. I mean, there are cartoons out there that I would absolutely love. Or I absolutely love, like Barefoot Gin is one of them that are just fucking ridiculous. But like this whole looking at a comic book kind of thing is stupid, and that's why I didn't really like. I can picture it now the way Guillermo would do it, like wide shot and just over the top character design and world design that would just be impractical and gross. Where it's actually supposed to be like Cold War era U.S. and there's some different alternate timeline stuff, but that's not the point of Watchmen. It's not. That is not the key. You know, the crescendo of the movie is not, oh, we want everything, Cold War and all that. Yeah. It's these superheroes are just as human as everybody else.
It's their struggles, like
exactly.
And
but Guillermo would go the exact opposite way. Not to offend that at all. I mean, like he's got some of the best creative design I've seen in a long time, but he would not go the way that I would want to see my Watchmen go.
I see what you're saying.
Because it would be a much more character-driven story than it would be set and artistically. You know what I mean? Like,
right? Yeah. I mean, Watchmen. I mean, the character design in Watchmen. I mean, it is.
You wouldn't even have to recast that.
No,
I would watch it with the exact
awesome.
same cast.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, maybe switch out Malin Ackerman.
Yeah, but like,
no, I would keep him.
of all the like.
Her. I'm like M. Like I would keep it.
Of all the like bad creative choices, casting was the last on the list.
Yeah, the casting was not bad in that movie.
Like if Zack Snyder didn't go so far up his own ass with stylization,
they showed did you know how many sometimes they showed the little button or the face? They showed it like 4 times in the first 12 minutes of the movie.
That. It's just so
it really felt like they were trying to capitalize. This is the logo.
Look at this.
Yeah, this is the logo.
Look, comic book, huh?
Like references.
Like even like a good. It could have been a character drama without any need for action.
I still really liked that apartment fight scene though.
I love the movie. I still love that movie.
I know. I like the movie too. I do.
I'm just so disappointed by it. I'm just so
disappointed. I left it wanting more though, because it's like I said, watch.
I still think they should have kept the comic.
I wanted nothing. I went home and reread the comic, and I got even more pissed off. I got even more angry about it. Like, I understand and I respect that you want to do your own adaptation of that, but Watchmen is something so much more than just what was shown on screen, and I'm still salty.
There's just a lot to it, so that's why I think Brian's recommendation is like a Netflix series. That would be awesome for something like Watchmen.
I mean, Netflix says almost everything they've done out of the park. Like it, I don't want to give like too much credit, but they've literally hit almost every single thing I can think of. At least I've watched.
Oh please, that Judd Apatow show. It's a Netflix original.
Better than most shows I see on TV, though.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say like Fuller House, like. But they've hit their audience.
That show was so sick.
Yeah. But what they're doing is they're hitting their audience every single time. Like House of Cards spread wide audience.
Yes.
I mean, what's the stupid prison show that I don't like?
Orange is the New Black.
Hit their audience.
I like that show.
They do their rom-coms. They got their action. They got their historically with like Marco Polo and shit. So I mean, Netflix does it, and I think.
But
their playing field, I mean, is so much broader than if you were to do it on a movie or a regular TV series.
But like, I don't want spin-off series. I don't want post.
I don't need. But like you can like expand it if they really wanted to turn it into like a series.
You could turn Watchmen into like an 8 to 10 part miniseries, and it could be fucking awesome.
But Watchmen was almost as poorly stylized as like Sin City 2 was, Like, you know, like it just. I get that you like comics, but fuck you, dude.
I love the original Sin City though.
What?
The reasons
movies.
why comic books work are because they're not a fucking movie. Like, the point of it is to be artistic and amazingly colorful. And not to say that movies can't be like that, but when it comes to making a film adaptation and live action, there are some things, even with all the modern technology and putting Will Ferrell's face on a donkey's asshole that you can do and make it look real, that you can't. There are still some things that just do not translate to film. And I just want someone else. I want to erase Watchmen from my memory.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with everything you just said.
I'm paying attention to you.
I don't hate Gilmore at all.
I'm just getting updates from work. I'm sorry.
I don't hate Gilmore at all. The only reason I have a vendetta against him is because he's been in talks for doing like the Disney Haunted Mansion, like a real Haunted Mansion movie for like 2 years now. And he's the one who always like he comes up with these cool projects, puts them on his back burner, we never hear about him again.
I just want
him to Pacific Rim too.
We're gonna run into video games here, and I know I've done wrong by that in the past
That's
on this
fine.
podcast.
I don't care.
But Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima, the guy, if you don't know who that is, made Metal Gear. They were going to put out a new Silent Hill video game.
Yep.
And they put out a demo.
PT.
Yes,
Yep.
PT. Playable trailer.
Yeah,
Playable
that one I
teaser.
made you watch the whole
was,
video.
Playable
it was
teaser.
the scariest thing I've ever
And
watched. I'm not even exaggerating.
With
Chris was
that
on the mic when I was
in
watching
mind,
me.
with that in mind, Guillermo del Toro, I almost get that impression that he is in the wrong business, because that was some of the most incredibly amazing design for a 35-minute playable teaser.
It was incredible.
It was scary as shit, is what it was.
And I'm really hoping.
I fucking hate myself for not downloading.
Like,
Did
I
you
think about this
hate
now.
the campy little ending with what's his name though?
Norman Reedus?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
no, because he was supposed to be the character in the game, though.
And
Okay,
well, the
so-
thing is, like, I see it now. Like, and it made me think for a good long time. Like, think about a Hellboy video game. Think about a Pacific Rim video game.
mean,
think about
Pacific Rim, you could probably
any sort of creative design that Guillermo has had in the past put into a video game would translate so much better. He goes for practical effect in movies, but this here, that essence of letting you make people fly, make people on fire permanently, like all these avenues on top of, not only he loves practical effects, but all this other potential that you can have through CG, or at this point interactivity, is going to be. I want him to do video games.
I'm like one of the only people who likes Pacific Rim. And it's not that I like it because it's a good movie.
I got blue balls.
It's
I got
not
blue balls
a good
from
movie.
Pacific Rim because they mentioned, and I've said this.
just thought it
I'm
was
sure I've said
entertaining.
this, but like, we used to have 35 Jaegers, and now we only have 2.
So
Show me the 30. Show me the other 33. Like, I wanted to see the variety. Like, I want to see.
Well, the second one coming out.
I
What if
hope
that's
so,
like a
but,
prequel movie?
And they
That
hype
could be
up. Well, they
sick.
hype up
It's a
the
prequel.
kaiju's.
I don't know if it is.
They
I'm
hype
saying
up the
what if it
kaiju.
is.
The final one, the one that's supposed to be huge, wasn't even really that big. I wanted something ridiculous. Like, you
No, I
expect
see what
that
you're
out
saying.
of them.
That I see what
you
you're saying.
expect it out of them to be this, like, live up to the hype because they're amping this up, and then it's just, you just kind of went into another universe to kill them all. Like, cool, but I don't know.
don't like that movie at all. Not up my alley at all.
It could have been so much better. Like,
It could have been better.
Yeah.
But I still can't deny the fact that I walked out of that movie with a really stupid smile on my face because I just had fun for the last hour and a half. Because it was just fun. It wasn't good.
I was too frustrated.
Acting
to be
wasn't
happy with
good.
it, you know?
The story wasn't
I
good.
felt bored. I'm not gonna lie. I walked out and I was like, all right.
I was waiting for Charlie Day to fire on a cake.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I
love
was
Charlie Day
waiting for.
too. I mean, the cast, like, Ron Perlman was in it.
Again,
Charlie
casting
Day.
was stellar.
Wasn't Idris in
Idris
it?
Elba was
Idris
in it.
Elba was in it? No.
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah, he's not a good actor.
Yeah,
At least in that movie,
Were
he
you
was
not,
terrible.
Were you not a Suns fan?
No,
I love Suns.
I've never watched it.
I never.
No.
I
I mean,
couldn't
he's good in that
care
show.
less.
He's like really good in that show.
I like Ron Perlman in Sons of Anarchy, but
Ron Perlman's awesome.
That's a good point. I forgot he was both in it too. Yeah, no.
Thomas Jane Punisher.
Best Punisher.
Boom.
Will
Peace out.
always be the best
See you
Punisher.
later. Peace out. Hot takes. Hot takes.
I haven't seen it. Can't confirm.
Wait, you've never seen The Punisher?
No, I'm talking about you guys haven't seen my boy Johnny Bernthal as the Punisher in the new Daredevil
And I won't.
season.
I won't.
I know, Carl.
I just don't like
Kyle,
John Bernthal.
tell the people why you'll never watch Daredevil, please.
It's tough. This is gonna be a minute, and you're gonna love it. I had a friend. I still do, but he's a piece of shit.
I killed him.
I killed him. He's God rest his soul. He.
R.I.P. Guillermo.
So what happened was, every single time we would be at a party and he would drink a little too much, he'd come up to me, put his hand on my shoulder, and go, Kyle, you gotta watch Daredevil. I'm not even kidding. It's nothing like that old Daredevil with Ben Affleck in it. It's literally, it's so good. And he said it every single time that I finally went up to him and I said, I'm literally never going to watch this because of you. I don't care if this wins 16 Oscars. I'm not going to pick up this movie ever. This show ever. I went home, signed a deal with the devil. Never going to watch Daredevil. Ever.
You signed a deal with Black Phillip?
Signed a deal with Black Phillip. I'm a witch now. I'm naked in a forest. I'm recording this naked from a forest right now.
Naked in a forest, not watching Daredevil.
Not watching Daredevil, exactly. This forest doesn't have a fucking TV to enjoy that.
You know
TV
you're
show.
gonna fucking watch Daredevil.
I'm not going to watch Daredevil.
Let's be real, you're gonna watch.
There is
Daredevil.
not even
I think Kyle is the one he'll take to his grave.
I promise you. You'll
I
see,
have to watch Daredevil. I want to watch it really bad.
I think it's bananas. Nobody's watching
and
it.
fucking enjoy it. I hope you guys love it. I hope it wins Academy Awards so I can still say
It's unbelievable.
I can still say fuck you, unnamed human being.
So I mean, I'm on episode 5 at this point, and
episode 5 of season 2.
yes, yeah. And so the first 4 episodes, like I was afraid that they were gonna do the thing where they tease the Punisher and we're gonna get him in like episode 6. No, episode 1, right in your face, like right off the bat. No, it doesn't waste no time. The first 4 episodes are very Punisher heavy, and the episode I just started is Elektra. Like they brought in Elektra.
Who's playing Elektra?
No idea. But I texted my old roommates right away, and I was like, she puts the fear of God into my wiener. Like, she is so, like, sexy, but, like, you know she would whoop your monkey ass if she had to. Like,
So not Jennifer Garner, who just looks like a mom.
right, Jennifer Garner, who, like, I just kind of want to cuddle.
You want to hug her?
Put your little batons away, because I just want to cuddle with you. So, this Elektra scares the ever-living piss out of me. But, like, I also want her to, like...
Does this show have an Evanescence soundtrack?
No, that'd be sick, though. Every show should have an Evanescence. Wake me up! Wake me
Jennifer
up!
Garner's best performance was in
13 out of 30.
The Invention of Lying with
Oh,
Ricky
yeah.
Gervais.
Yeah.
Did she do a sex tape? Because that would probably be her best tape.
It would be with Ben Affleck, so it would obviously be poorly acted.
That's very mean.
Yeah.
That's very mean. How dare you?
No, but yeah. So episode, I mean, it's so far, I'm not finished yet. Hopefully I'll finish by next time, but it's unbelievable. And I stand by it, and I said it after the first season. I'm probably going to say it again after this because I love it so far. It's the best thing Marvel's put their name on to date.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
It's the best thing they put their...
I'm so happy to hear that.
Fuck their... I mean, out of all the movies, like... I liked Agent Carter a lot because they told me what it was going to be before they started, and they're like, it's.
But then they made season 2.
And then they made a season 2. They told me it was going to be a mini-series. They tied it in perfectly with the movie. It felt like it was a part of the universe. And
Agent Carter is about the girl from Captain America,
Peggy,
right?
Yeah, it's Peggy Carter, and it's her kind of like her coming into S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff like that. And it was an 8-episode run. The first season. It was unbelievable because they knew exactly what it was. It had a storyline. It was a mini-series to death. They came back for season 2. I could care less about it. Haven't watched it. Don't care. You told me it was going to be a mini-series. Fuck you.
I'm waiting.
Jessica Jones, haven't watched that yet, but I've heard.
Yeah,
I heard it's really good.
I heard it's good, but I heard it's not. I heard it's nowhere even close to holding a candle to Daredevil. And the thing I really like about this Daredevil is like, people always bash on Marvel because they're afraid to get their hands dirty. This show is right up there with like Walking Dead and violence. Like when Walking Dead gets violent, it's like this violent. Like this season, there was an episode. It was episode 3. There was a scene in there where I literally did a full like cringe, eye cover, and covered did like a squirm because like there was such a violent, bloody scene that I did not expect. Like way over the top and like way too graphic, and that's where I like the Netflix medium because you can never probably do that like with Marvel on their regular TV series.
Yeah, for sure.
So I love Daredevil, and I still think it's the best thing Marvel's put their name on. Charlie Cox is Daredevil. He another guy who's just like casted perfectly. Foggy Nelson, the guy who plays him, perfect. The whole show is just
Foghorn Leghorn.
Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn, and then
I said, boy.
I said, I'm gonna protect Hell's Kitchen. But yeah, I can't recommend that show enough. Please one of you start it. So
yeah, Gotham's great. Oh wait, shit.
I stopped watching that. That was one I fell off. I stopped watching all the DC shows, to be honest, like Flash, Gotham, Arrow. I haven't watched any of them just because.
Fucking DC universe, man. They don't have shit in the
Flash,
TV.
I love Flash.
Yeah, the shows I heard are really good. I mean,
Gotham I loved up until I stopped watching it.
I thought Gotham was terrible. I thought it was so bad.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I just stopped watching because it didn't hold me enough. Where I'm like, I have to keep tuning in. So it did kind of lose me in a sense. You're not wrong there. But compared, if I had to pick the two, who would you pick if you had to pick between Marvel, DC, TV wise?
Marvel hands down, across the board.
For what show though? Because you really haven't watched Daredevil even. So you're just kind of banking on Daredevil.
Yeah,
that's great. That's the pick.
Yeah,
it really is.
Because I've seen what DC has, and I already know immediately that I don't want to see it.
Well, a lot of people love Arrow.
I don't like it.
A lot of people love Flash.
It was tough to get it. I love.
Brad and I, my stepdad and I both can't stand Flash. Step-Brad and I didn't see why anybody liked it.
You didn't like it, really? I thought it was so fun.
It was campy.
That's why I liked
really
it.
Bad.
It wasn't DC. It wasn't DC. It felt like a Marvel show. It felt like a comic book come to life. I mean, I loved that show. I just fell off because I just stopped watching.
But this whole it's like watching. What would be a good example? Like watching, like Vladimir Putin trying to be funny. Like their movies, their films,
fair.
like especially Suicide Squad. I get that sense of like trying to watch corporate businessmen who have no sense of humor, trying to
tell water
try and do
jokes.
stand up. Yeah, try and do stand up and like.
Are you? All right, so let me. I mean, I don't want to keep cutting, but like with Batman or Superman coming up, are you getting nervous about Suicide Squad potentially? Like if this does bad, are you like completely out in the dumpsters? Because they'll be over 2 at this point.
That's. Those two are.
He thought Suicide Squad looked like shit.
I think it looks like ass anyway.
That's a good point.
But to come to that defense, like I don't think you should think about Suicide Squad at all when you get off of Batman versus Superman.
I completely agree.
There's
two different movies.
Yeah, there's almost no parody there.
Would you be worried about Justice League? Because that's kind of
that one. See, that's a little bit different
because it's still Zack Snyder.
Yeah, that's very dependent on.
And it's going to be a lot of the same characters we're going to see in this movie. Like
right.
Batman or Suicide Squad, the only character I'm assuming we're going to see, I would not be surprised. Is Affleck, and I would not be surprised if they mention the Joker at some point. Like we're not going to see him, but he was supposed to be in the original cut in the movie. Would not be shocked if he's in the 6-hour director's cut on the Blu-ray. So I don't know.
Are you talking about in
BvS?
Oh,
yeah, he's.
I thought you were talking about Suicide Squad.
No. He's in Suicide Squad, obviously, but like BvS, he was supposed to be in.
Hey, shut the fuck up! I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You just don't like him.
He's so bad.
I hate his look. I think he's gonna be really good. I hate his look.
He's gonna be terrible.
Who?
Jared Leto.
30 Seconds to Leto.
All this fucking like, oh, he was so scary because he did spooky stuff with my phone. Like he's way too into character. He almost made me have to get off set. He was so scary. Like all that stuff.
Who said that?
Shut up. Just like producers and writers were saying that, watching him perform. Like
I'm telling you, I guarantee he's gonna be good. You don't think so? You don't think he's gonna be good?
Not at all.
You think he's gonna oversell it?
He's gonna overact it in every way, shape, and
form. The only part of the trailer I really liked was the scene where he's wearing the suit and tie
in the hallway.
Yeah, and he's doing the gun, like with the gun. I think when he's doing the laugh, like that was the Joker. I thought that was the first time, like, motherfucking, that might be it. But I don't know, his whole trailer, what I've seen so far, I'm nervous.
I'm not nervous. I know it's gonna suck.
It's definitely a different kind of Joker.
Yeah, and that's what I respect. I mean, they've done so many. I mean, I just literally watched the '80s Batman the other day, Nicholson, and he was so fucking good.
Yeah, he was.
He was so fucking good.
Yeah.
If I don't know.
Yeah.
Nicholson or Leto, if you have to pick.
Nicholson's all the fucking way. Come on.
I can't make my decision until I see the movie.
I can already make that decision.
I'm sorry. Nicholson or Ledger. My bad.
Okay. Leto.
I'll say, yeah, that's a no-brainer.
Hold on.
I apologize for that. Nicholson or Ledger.
Oh.
Nicholson.
Ledger.
I gotta go.
I'll see you later, Brian.
I gotta go. I'm back in that coma. Can we take a break? I gotta go Ledger. Just because he modernized it, but fuck, Nicholson was good.
Yeah, absolutely. But the rest of that,
that movie was poop.
No, it just wasn't.
That's a good movie.
It wasn't The Dark Knight. You know, like
that's true.
To define the modern like superhero movie is The Dark Knight.
I'm 1,000% more excited for The Killing Joke now. I mean, we're getting Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill back for the animated movie.
Yes.
And that will be right up there. That probably is going to take the cake for best DC movie they make.
I think The Killing Joke's going to be fun.
As long as they do it, as long as they're not afraid to do it, which DC's animated movies, they're not afraid to get their hands real dirty.
I'm waiting for the day that they actually let the Joker bash Robin's head in.
I think they're going to do it in this movie. I really genuinely do, because that's the story. Killing Joke.
Yeah.
They flash back to it. Yep. And you know that's where it kind of starts off. But if they're not afraid to show, I don't want to get too graphic, but Robin getting his face just slaughtered in, and they're not afraid to show it. I'm not talking about referencing it. I want to see Joker kicking the shit out of this guy.
The point of it was to make you feel bad that you wanted Robin to die in the first place.
And if they're not afraid to show Barbara the amusement park scene, Barbara getting shot, her getting pretty much defiled by the Joker, raped, pictures naked, that comic is so dark that if you're gonna do the movie, don't be afraid to do it.
In this climate of media,
and you don't think they're gonna do it?
They're not gonna do it.
Do you think they're gonna do it, but do it in a different way? They're gonna obviously shoot.
They're
Barbara
gonna do
Gordon.
fucked up shit.
They're gonna shoot Barbara Gordon.
They're not gonna do it in a sexual abuse kind of way, or in any way.
So you don't think they're gonna get Commissioner Gordon butt naked and take him to amusement park?
I mean, that'd be awesome, but no, not at all.
You don't think so?
I don't think.
I don't know.
I don't mean to call them out like this.
Yeah.
I can respect you for not doing that.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
But for the fact of the enormous backlash that you could get and the, not the.
Oh yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: it's their anime movies. So do you really think they're that worried about what people think? I mean, because it's
absolutely because the comic book was the one that got backlash the most.
That's true. It's DC. If it wasn't such a pivotal point that ended up sticking with Barbara being paralyzed, I think DC would completely swipe Killing Joke under the rug.
Absolutely, they would not bring it up at all.
No, but it became such a pivotal thing that this was her. It became canon. Barbara was paralyzed.
But think about it this way, and I don't mean to get political in a bullshit kind of way, but if Killing Joke came out now, they would pull it off.
It would pull it out. It would be banned immediately.
Yeah,
Absolutely. When did that come out? A
couple years ago.
Say early 2000. I don't remember, but yeah, if that came out today, no way. It would die so fast on the shelves. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for the movie then. I'm more excited for that than I am anything else DC's doing in the next year or so.
Yeah, their animated series has always been the ones that, End of the World one was phenomenal.
Yeah, you could tell me Kevin Conroy's coming back just to, narrate my funeral, and I'll come back to life just to listen to it, because he's that good.
Even the cartoons, the Saturday morning ones, the Batman ones with, Babyface and all them on there, those were... I still go back to watch some of those. They were phenomenal.
Is Hamill the best Joker there ever was?
Voiceover?
I'm talking about just general.
No.
I think so.
Voice acting, though, there's no question about it. I just remember the Batman Begins video game. Not Batman Begins, Batman... that's our thumbnail for the YouTube video. That's fine. You'll find out what Batman game this is, but Jesus Christ, it was an amazing game.
Well, which one?
I'm thinking of it. It was a PS2 game that was with the art style of the animated series, the broad shoulder Batman. I
know what you're talking about. I don't remember what it's called.
I think Kevin Conroy.
He did the voice, yeah.
And Joker was in it, and it was awesome. It was so cool, but I don't remember the name of the game.
I have no idea.
I don't remember either. There was a lot of Batman games that kind of came and went.
But it maintained that darkness to it, and you felt so cool playing as Batman in that. But man, I'm not really optimistic about their film side at all. I love the comics because the point of DC was to be the antithesis of classic Marvel.
Yeah,
because it was
Marvel was
DC was the shadow that was cast upon the comic books. They are the grit. They're the Warhammer 40K to World of Warcraft. You know what I mean?
It's not. This is kind of like the Zack Snyder one, obviously. Do you think if Batman vs Superman does do bad, they'll pull him off Justice League, or B, he'll step down?
Batfleck?
No, I'm talking about Hack Snyder. If he goes 0 for 2, his movies have been getting heat for a while now. It's not a new thing. It's not like we're picking on him. If this one does bad, this is his movie. This is his chance again. And if it does bad, they're going to hand them Justice League? I don't think they'll do that.
I just can't believe... if he bombs hard enough here, especially with all the money riding on it, I would not be surprised if they said, hey, fuck off.
Yeah.
But the point, I think they're already filming. Are they not already filming for...
I wouldn't be surprised if they are.
I'm sure, but I'm pretty sure they're probably still in early enough production where they can get rid of Snyder.
Look at how far Ant-Man got before
That's
even,
true.
you know.
Yeah. Fuck, I wish we could still see the Edgar Wright.
I hope in 20 years
We'll see
somebody breaks an NDA of some sort and releases what that could have been.
Just like the I think we'll get it eventually. I mean, like the Death of Superman stuff that just came out, like that documentary not too long ago about the Nick Cage and Tim Burton Superman that we never saw. I wouldn't be surprised if we get footage or like clips of the Edgar Wright, what could have been,
or even like Chris Farley, who voiced almost all of Shrek.
Yeah,
like that. That's
they
really
released that.
yeah.
That was a while ago.
Not that
They
good.
released it. No, Mike Myers, like
but like
yeah, he made that character.
There's a couple other examples I can't really think of right now, but like
I think we'll see it.
Back to the Future was shot with I forget who, and then
I want to say Tom Cruise, was it?
No. It was somebody else, but then that's when Michael J. Fox came in. But like 90% of that film was shot before he came in. I don't remember who that was, but I'd love to see that.
Do you think they'll get rid of him?
Snyder?
Yeah. If it bombs. I'm talking about... All right. So,
if this bombs as hard as John Carter did, do you think they would... I'm sorry.
That won't
That's
happen.
tough to do.
Yeah.
That's tough to do.
Do you think it's almost it's almost inevitable that it's not going to bomb because of just the name alone? Like,
Let's say
people are gonna go see this fucking movie.
Critically pans, not like not box office
money.
Yeah, like box office bomb.
Well, you guys keep saying if it's when.
No, I don't think so. I mean,
easy there. That's very final.
The movie's gonna fucking
jump.
bomb.
That's very final
review wise.
Critical. I mean,
we had this argument.
Yeah.
Yes.
The critic and fan. Like, I don't listen to what the critics are saying.
No, right.
If we sit down, if we genuinely sit down next week and we all hated that fucking movie, then that's fine. Then get rid of Schneider. But if we walk out there and we're all like, you know what, fuck it. It wasn't anything amazing, but we all had fun watching it. Affleck was fine. I mean, if we can pick those little things, we're like, all right, yeah, it was good. We knew exactly what we were going to go see. We saw it. I think it's a success.
I don't want to feel that way after 2.5 hours of film.
What do you want? You want to be blown away?
I want to either be blown away or
you already set yourself up to be hated.
I want to hate this movie. I've said it a bunch of times. It's got to be one way or the other.
You can't make a 2.5 hour movie and it's just like
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I don't want to come out of it sitting down for 2.5 hours going, yeah, it was fine.
To be fair,
because then I'd be pissed off that I wasted that much time on something.
I kind of did that with The Revenant. Like, I wasn't blown away by The Revenant. I liked it, but I was like, I walked out. It was a long fucking movie, and I was like, okay, like that's all I did.
But that would make me hate that movie more, knowing how much.
That's a good point. I did kind of take a grudge out in that movie for that reason. So that's not a bad point. All right, I'll give you that one. That's a fair point. But I don't think it's gonna box office bomb. Do you think it's all right? Here's
it won't box office.
Do you think it's gonna break any records?
No,
nothing. No records at all.
Probably not.
We're 0 for 2 on our predictions. 0 for 1.
Kyle.
That's why I was looking at you and not him, because Kyle's 1 for 1. We're 0 for 1 on this podcast.
I don't think it'll break records.
No record at all. Not even opening night. Nothing.
Box office profit.
This is a very, very stupid thing. But like, I don't know if you guys have ever gone on websites and it's like this percentage of people want to see this movie.
98%.
Yeah, it's only 98%. Every fucking Divergent series, Allegiant has 99% of people want to see that movie.
But
so
no, like,
I don't think as many people want to see it as
I don't know.
Think
that's a poll.
No,
that's a stretch.
it's going to make a lot of money. Don't get me wrong.
I think that that 98% is a whole lot more people than the Divergent's 99% of people that want to see it.
Right, that's true.
So
that's a great point.
Like,
that's a great point.
Percentage is not nearly as good as just a sheer number of how many people want to see it. But I think I'm not going to make a prediction on the records themselves. Why? But I think. Well, hold on.
You're going to go out 1 for 1?
No. This is my prediction for this one.
Okay.
They're going to re-air. They're going to put the R-rated version in theaters in the next month or two.
So?
And they're going to break records with that one for the best-selling or the biggest box office hit of a
re-release.
That's not going to happen. Not in the next month or two.
That's the hottest take I think on this podcast.
I think very soon. I think very, very like within Q4 of this year.
Do you think it's only? But do you think it would only be based on how the original does? Like, if the original does fine, they do break any kind of record. Do you think they do that?
I think either way.
Do you think it's inevitable?
I think if it's terrible, then Zack Snyder's going to go, well, hey, watch my cut then, because you'll fucking love it. And
isn't it like
2.5
hours long?
It is.
It's 3.
It's like 3 and 15 minutes.
And then, or if it goes amazingly, then on the other side, DC's going to be like, we're going to make so much fucking money if we release
if you like this one, watch the other version because you'll probably like it even more because there's more shit in it.
I would not be surprised if they re-released a director's cut.
If you're 2 for 2 and that's your like prediction and like you're right, you got to start giving me my lottery numbers. That's like that's a bold prediction.
It totally is, but like
to release it in theaters. Do you think it'll be a limited time? Obviously, it'll be like 1 week in theaters or something like that, or do you think it's going to be actually like a run?
That's what's decided by what happens tomorrow.
fair.
We'll find that out. But I strongly believe within a year, I think we're going to see a director's cut re-release in at least 10 theaters. Or, let's say it this way. Post-DVD release,
Yeah.
you'll see a director's cut re-release.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that. That one I would agree with. I would put money on that.
Well, I mean, that means from here to eternity, obviously.
Exactly.
But within a year after DVD release.
Do you think
But when it comes out on DVD, it's going to be released with the director's cut.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Well, people want to see it in theaters, though, too.
that's a good point, then.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh, what if? Here's the hottest prediction I'll ever have. A week before a DVD release, they go, "Here's the director's cut. Come see it in theaters."
If they don't do that, they should give you a job right now, because I would be like, fuck it. I don't want to wait a week. I want to go see it in theaters one more time.
Because you would sell
I can't watch 6 hours of Batfleck.
You don't know that yet. I hate you.
He's been doing this since I met him, dude.
But the thing is,
I've only known Chris since September. Every time we've had this Batman or
fucking
Superman conversation,
shit.
it just ends with him hating Affleck.
it's not just Batman though. I just hate him in general. Like
we
as
know.
an actor,
We know.
he's not good.
So you're already discrediting his Batman.
Do you want
or
to?
go fuck yourself.
Why don't you go give me a chance, huh?
Well,
I want to be Batman in this new
why don't
DC
you just
universe.
take these apples,
Jesus.
I'm trying to be
I'm
a life
giving you a
god at the
chance.
water park, and you just won't let me do that.
Okay, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. If it's bad, I don't think I could take 6 hours.
That's bullshit.
Of Batfleck.
Yeah, I hate you.
Fuck off.
I hate your face. I hate your stupid, ugly face. But yeah.
I'm a fucking superhero.
I know he's gonna be good. I'm just trying to spin zone myself that it's gonna be
Now
bad.
you're saying no, he's gonna be good? No.
Chris doesn't. He.
I don't know where I am right now.
He's put himself in a mental pretzel. He doesn't know which way he spun it yet. Like his head is so backwards.
I'm definitely in another dimension of Batfleck right now.
I hope he's good.
I hope he's fucking terrible.
I love Affleck. I like him from the Kevin Smith days. I like him now. I hope he's good because he deserves it.
I like Ben Affleck.
I like him a lot.
I like Ben Affleck.
Speaking of Ben Affleck, we Zoogled him the other day.
Hey. It's Zootopia time, motherfuckers.
Yeah. I dragged these two. I think I'd safe to say I dragged. You guys didn't want to go at all.
I said I would
You didn't
go.
really drag me because
said
I
would go.
came out and said I'd definitely go.
You guys almost didn't want to go.
You said I'm going.
We sat down in the theater. Your exact words were, "I can't believe we're sitting here watching Zootopia."
That's a good point.
You
I did
literally
say
said that, like word for word. Like
on opening night. I'm like, I
opening
can't
night,
believe
yeah.
we're here on opening night.
Opening night,
seeing Zootopia.
That's something. I can't believe we did that. That's hard to admit.
Because I knew I was going to see it opening night, but that was. I
have a lot to talk about here.
Was
To
there
be
a lot,
honest,
was there a lot of people in there?
No.
There
And,
might have been
and they
like
were all
7 other
adults.
people.
It
Oh,
broke
yeah.
records, didn't it? It broke something.
I don't think so.
I think it broke
I
something.
don't remember anything
don't
like
remember
that.
anything.
No.
But to be completely honest, I really don't have a lot to talk about because I really don't fucking remember
I
it
have
that much.
hundreds of things. Do you remember?
The Breaking Bad scene.
That was the best scene in the entire movie.
Well, no. This whole theme across the whole movie.
Yeah.
Of this like
it was,
diverse acceptance thing.
I think we were all on the same page. It was in the face. Like it was right in your face.
Do we have the
what's such
is this
a goddamn
racist song
shame.
on
Yes,
repeat right now?
should-
We got to pull it up.
We should probably play the "Is It Racist" theme for this
I don't think
movie.
it was. I think it was.
It was literally the most thinly veiled way of saying, "Hey, people are different, but they're still pretty cool."
And they do it
because
very
like they're all foxes steal, or
Yeah.
don't call me cute because I'm a bunny. Only
yeah.
other bunnies can call me cute. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
I was so like, now of course, this is 3 white dudes talking about this kind of
Right.
shit. But like,
you
to
loved
me,
the movie though.
I would have been so much happier if it weren't the fact that
Such an in-your-face.
hey kids, there's black kids out there too, and they're gonna be just like you too. Like you shouldn't already fucking know that.
That's why I
like,
wish we had a video podcast because Chris's face.
Like, I
was
don't-
unbelievable.
like to the point where it's like, at this point in time, it's so saddening that there are still movies out there that have to teach kids that it's not okay to have that kind of
I
prejudice.
guess it's okay because I mean, like the way you put, what's that one movie? The one that just came out last fucking year.
But
The Disney
Inside
one.
Out?
Thank you. I couldn't think of the name of it.
Like,
I'm
I get
fucking
that
brain
one-
dead. Because, but yeah, it teaches your kids about their
it's definitely
emotions.
like the coming of age, like, hey, this is what you're gonna deal with, and that's more respectable in that way because it's much more. You already know what to expect because it's your fucking emotions, like you know. Here.
Right.
But like Zootopia, I did not go into that at all thinking it was going to be this
Equality, like treat
exactly,
everyone equally.
like fucking Zootopia was
They did
goddamn Ellis Island in New York City. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
what?
It wasn't racist. It was just,
Yeah,
it was a
it
great
was just
poll.
a really
it was a
good
great poll.
Yeah.
Like that was a great.
like,
yeah.
it's just like the whole. Even they said it themselves. It's not a melting pot. It's a like how
That's where
every history teacher would
different.
describe
Everybody
it.
wants to go.
Yeah, but like at the same time, like all these like every single part of that movie was like breaking their own stereotypes.
I think it's just the way we took it too, because like I know people who saw it and they didn't feel like it was in your face. They felt like it was the perfect amount of like, kind of like how Inside Out was. You were saying it was like kids will enjoy it for the reasons why they'll enjoy it. It's funny, it's fast, it's cartoonish. They might not notice those things, but adults will. And it was the same thing with Inside Out, where like it was funny. It was yes.
But I you remember how many times we looked at each other like,
right away. Like me and you sat next to each other in the theater.
It was like 5 minutes into the movie.
I knew exactly how it was going to be.
Yeah,
I knew
when they were
exactly
talking
how it was
about
gonna
the
be.
what was the it was the first part was the when she was talking about like her not being able to do anything because she's a bunny.
Yeah, bunnies can't be on the police force.
Yes. And it was like that was like
because they were in the play.
Yes. And the and the fox was like, you can't be in the police force because you're a bunny.
I mean, it was obviously it was nothing as severely social. There was not. It wasn't the most severe social commentary.
No, it wasn't like over aggressive.
Right, where like it was definitely an innocent version of the way things are.
And they did it tastefully. Cause, I mean, they're not wrong when they're doing it. Like,
could they have not gotten someone better than Shakira though for the music? Like,
that's
for
almost
real?
fire.
I
that
hated
was,
that. I
Oh
thought it
god,
was
I hate-
Fucking Shakira, she hasn't been relevant in fucking
she does a
years.
whole World Cup song. So every 4 years she's relevant.
Well,
That's not bad. It's better than us.
That's a good point.
that's true. I've never done a World Cup song in my life.
I think that
My hips don't lie, Kyle.
I'm so pissed that
Shakira.
Oh, baby, when you talk like that.
Again, another video podcast moment that we'll never see. Kyle died. Kyle's dead. No, I loved it. Disney hit it again. I mean,
It was a good movie. It was a good movie.
mean,
I liked
that's just what my company does. You know,
And
we just
it's
send out bangers after
like
bangers.
we said
and,
a couple minutes ago, it was the best Breaking Bad reference I've ever seen. That was hysterical.
and it was like, I think I said it like even before like they made the joke. Was that like they showed the people with the blue flowers? I'm like, oh, it's kind of like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Sure enough, then they put the suits on. I'm like, okay, that's like Breaking
And then
Bad.
Jesse
and then
Walter.
and then the one character makes a joke. She's like, oh, somebody go tell Walter and Jesse that we need them. And we all three of us just stopped and looked at each other. It's like, did Disney just put a fucking like exact Breaking Bad reference in their movie?
they
Because
they
did.
put a reference about crystal meth.
Yes,
into
in their movie. Yeah. And again, another one.
the whole movie was one civil rights reference.
Yeah.
Like
That's
this
true.
is
That's
not.
true. It's not like they're hiding it.
But like.
But like a Breaking Bad reference, though, like Disney's always been social commentary, but to put a pop culture reference about something with drugs in their movie is kind of different.
Make this a live action movie,
But
and
I
you
think-
got an
I
R-rated
think
movie.
in the most like, but the way I look at this now is like, it was the least. It was like seeing a therapist to a child try and make up a story as she goes to try and explain that there are people from different cultures that are not going to be like the way you are, and they're like there's all these stereotypes and all this prejudice and all this bullshit that people have that it's completely wrong and gross. But I'm trying to think of a funny way of, oh, look at this rabbit who's can't be a cop because
that's why
everybody, all the predators are cops, not the prey.
And that's why they did the animals.
Yeah,
Disney
right.
ain't no dummies.
Exactly,
They could have
yeah.
made that people, and that movie would have been
Bunnies
a
go to the
whole
back of
world
the
different.
bus,
Yeah.
you know, like bullshit like that.
Whoa!
But like no, like that kind of that stuff, like that terrible
Oh,
bullshit
boy.
of like it's just so
getting hot in
gross.
here.
Like it's just so bad that like
Fade
it's
to
not
black.
bad. It's not bad, but like
Fox, please.
but like let's say this for a sec here that if there was one way that you could do it like where you could possibly
I'm sorry. I made myself laugh. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue. All right, ready and go. Yep. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Zugal. There we go. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So Disney made Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
but
it's
animated.
pretty much. We're gonna have to cut this whole part.
So did we get that trip paid for you yet? You going down?
Yeah, can we send you somewhere else?
What was the trip?
You're going down to...
Oh yeah, no, we can't talk about that. That never aired. We can't talk about that. That never aired.
No, it did air. I just took out the
You took out that part.
the bad part.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they should have showed us this movie when we were young.
It shows us our.
this never
it
would've
shows us
happened.
our good fucking how mature we are that we can't even talk maturely about
I lost
goddamn
it.
pick. Yeah, because you're
lost
pathetic. You're literally pathetic.
I lost it.
You're a
That joke
goddamn
was
piece
funny.
of
I made a
shit.
funny joke. I'm sorry.
No, you didn't. You just thought it was funny. That's all that was.
Chris laughed too.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
You all
Continue.
suck. I have nothing to continue with. That was it.
All right, that's the
You know?
podcast.
Well, I mean, and we're back.
Yeah.
Finally, after 4 weeks of nothing.
We still haven't grown up.
Fuck that Zootopia. Now I hate it. Now I fucking hate it.
Now
Now
you're
that I
Zootopia.
think
No,
Right there.
you
Yeah,
don't.
no,
You
now I
like
hate
it.
No, I
You like it.
don't tell me how I feel, Chris, or
Yeah.
I'll fuck you up, you little shit.
That's what Inside Out's supposed to do.
Yeah, exactly. Right. That's
That's what
what
Inside Out's supposed to
I'll
do.
sit you right in front of that fucking movie. And then you'll be like, I kind of did like Zootopia, but Brian and Kyle made me sad.
Bunny was fucking hot.
What? Oh, we all agreed that was the hottest movie Bunny since Lola Bunny.
Yep.
But even then, Lola Bunny still
Lola,
takes the
Lola
cake.
Bunny
Absolutely.
takes the
Lola
cake.
Bunny
Yeah.
was thick
Absolutely.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to be weird, but Lola Bunny was. I would her carrot, my carrot, yeah,
Tommy Chong.
yeah. Tommy Chong.
was
The
in it.
casting was
That a
good. I mean,
cameo.
Yeah, that was good.
I don't
Yeah.
like Bateman, but like he didn't bother me.
Like,
in
I love
movie
the
at all.
mob stuff. Like everything there could have been so much better if they didn't just
They didn't shove
shoehorn
it
all
down your
the.
face. But do you think if they didn't, it would just been like a typical cartoon movie? or
No, they could have just dialed it back.
Okay.
And I know that's my own preference, but
I
like,
agree. No, I agree with you. But I thought it was like so in your face and like I
there
know
were
people-
so many completely like, oh, that's how this is supposed to be.
Right.
I knew that, like you said, I knew that in 5 minutes.
We
That-
we looked
oh,
at
here
each
we
other
go.
almost right away. We're like, here we go. Like
Yeah,
this.
right.
It was
This is
literally
how
that
this is
first
gonna
opening
be.
scene, like you said. That was the play, and then when she's on like the way over there, in like they stick her in that shitty apartment. Like, yeah, you're right. That movie was so aggressive. I don't care what anybody says. I still think it was too in everybody's face.
Yeah.
It could have been dialed way
and
back.
still had that like theme to it. You can easily, not easily, but you could have done that in a way that alludes to it in a way that kids don't necessarily have to be like, oh God, like this is what I have to deal with. It's jarring to a point, but
At what age do you think what kid sees that movie and they finally realize what it's actually about? Like, what do you think is the cutoff? Like teens?
6 to 7, honestly.
Really?
Absolutely.
That young?
Like, I mean,
I would have said 10 to 11.
Yeah,
Really?
Like,
I was gonna say at
right
least
at double digits.
9 being the most like the smallest and like a smart 9-year-old to catch like, oh, like she's supposed to be like
Yeah.
a woman, obviously. Well, they didn't get she's a woman, but like this is what women culture kind of have to deal with. This is what African Americans. This is what different races have to deal with. I don't think a 6-7's gonna catch that.
not in the way of race specifically, but
Yeah.
in the way of like,
Struggles.
hey, this kid is gonna like, I know this kid because, but I've never met him. Like prejudice,
Right, okay.
prejudice in general.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to have a color to it, but
Okay,
like
yeah,
kids
just in
going like,
general.
I should be accepting other people's.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Okay, I get that.
That
But-
makes sense. Yeah.
And man, that would have been so much better. I love that movie, but fuck, man, you don't have to allude in almost the most in a very insensitive ways in some ways, like because if they would have attached a color, and I'm so glad they didn't. to
Thank
these
God.
people, it would have been awful.
I'm glad they did the animal route.
Like,
Like,
they
it made
would have
sense.
caught so much flack for everything that they said. Like,
Oh, yeah.
and it almost felt. And I mean, I could be completely wrong here, but since they made them animals, they could get away with a lot more. And I almost,
Like you said, if we made it people's live action or anything like that,
and I
it
almost,
was rated R.
yeah, I
It'd
almost
be
went like,
rated R,
oh,
right?
okay, that's pretty bad. Like that would have been an awful race joke.
And that's where Disney gets in perfectly with like relating
But
to
it-
people with not offending anybody.
But that's not. This wasn't a perfect way because it was just the layer of, oh, these are animals instead of people.
Yeah.
Which kind of made me go, well, okay, that's kind of
You're
really
still
awkward.
you're still saying
That's
what
kind
you're
of-
trying to
exactly,
say.
that's kind of very
It's
uncomfortable
still,
for
yeah,
me.
it's still
Like,
wrong.
Yeah.
And
They put it into our head right away. That's true. They literally did. They put the words into our head. No, they didn't make us say it, but they knew what we were thinking.
it was way too thin. It was
Yeah,
way too
they made
thin.
us- yeah.
Like, good on them for trying to push, acceptance in every way. Like that's awesome.
Inequality,
That's
yep.
so
Do
awesome.
you think it's
but,
like a slippery slope Disney could fall down though? Where like now
They have to have social commentary in every
in
movie.
every because I mean it's 2 for 2 in a row. They've always had a little bit in each of their movies. Like like, but it's been small stuff. Like almost all their princess movies is like girls can do anything guys can do, and it's like empowerment of women. And that's awesome and stuff. But now it's starting.
That's how
to
it's been
like,
forever.
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's what I'm saying.
Cinderella.
But like now it's like modern day, like Inside Out's like depression and stuff that's very very relevant. Like this movie is all this stuff like said, like
the way I
prejudice,
see it,
racism, like accepting people is very
well,
relevant.
don't you get the
these
feeling
days.
that they're still sticking to us as an audience and not so much the kids too?
Absolutely, 1000%.
So I wonder if they're more appealing to the people that they already have than they are trying to.
Well, and like I said though, they are bringing in kids too because like I said, I see if I'm a kid and I see like the bunny, like the fox, and like the whole town of animals, the way they did the promos to that movie, like the sloth. I'm gonna go want to see that movie 100 times out of 100.
Yeah. Oh, that sloth scene.
The sloth scene.
I'm so happy I didn't see the trailer because that was one of the most enjoyable scenes.
I even laughed again at seeing it because I didn't think I was going to because the trailer. Like it was in the trailer, it was in the preview, it was a Super
The
Bowl
whole
commercial.
entire scene was the trailer.
Yeah,
I know.
That
I'm
whole
glad
scene,
I
they didn't
didn't
cut
see
anything
that.
out. Yeah,
I'm glad I
that
did
whole
not
scene was
see
literally
that.
the trailer. Like, oh,
And no, like there was so much. There was some great humor in there,
Good humor,
and like
yeah.
J.K.
absolutely.
Simmons as the mayor.
That was
and
awesome.
That whole theme of like, holy shit, there's
there was even corruption. Like
yeah,
I
but,
forgot
like,
about that.
But like it was so close to either being a police squad kind of style movie
Yeah.
or like a almost I almost said Rampart, but that's a terrible fucking example.
Yeah.
But like a corruption in the police force or corruption in general.
Serpico.
Yeah, almost
Training Day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's almost exactly a good association to it. Like, but they couldn't toe the line good enough. They had so much there, and I love that movie, but man, there were a lot of ways they could have done it, and I don't know if that was necessarily the best way, but they did it really well, and I think that's all I have to say now.
I don't remember like specifics. It's been
Like I absolutely love that like mystery of like people are going rabid and we don't know.
Yeah, that was cool. Like I said, there was a lot of plots going on. There was a lot of subplots,
And the
stuff
mayor
like that.
wasn't inherently evil for trying to hide it because he knew that it would tear the whole house down. And
Yeah,
when-
and like he was protecting his people. Like that was a good fucking movie. I did like that a lot.
yeah, and even when the bunny went up on stand and said, "Oh, they're predators. Come on, like everybody does this."
Yeah.
You know, like that was a little too like,
Yeah.
you know, it was way too thick-fisted. But like, even then, it was like, "Oh, I see where this is going. Oh shit, she didn't mean it." But at the same time, like it definitely, it not only is it saying like, "Hey, break prejudice," but at the same time, in a very light way, like. Some people don't inherently mean it when they say it. Like, they never mean to hurt somebody if they say something that could rub you the wrong way. But yeah, I mean, that's it. That's it.
I agree. No, I agree with everything you said. I loved it. I'm buying it on Blu-ray. I almost wanted to see it again, but
I want to see it again.
Yeah.
I do want to see it again.
I'm gonna watch it again for sure. So I'll probably pick it up when it comes on Blu-ray too.
Highly recommend it. Highly recommend that movie.
I did enjoy it. I think I liked it more than Inside Out. Actually,
bananas.
I didn't.
Yes.
I think Inside Out was one of the best Pixar movies to date.
Yeah,
It was
it's their
really
number.
good.
It's number one, if not number two, at
Yeah.
Toy Story.
That really is a good fucking movie.
it's not better than Toy Story.
Number
I
one,
think
number
Toy
two,
Story
right
still
up there
takes
with
the
Toy Story.
cake.
Yeah, I mean, if I had to pick, I'm picking Toy Story, obviously. But it's no debate if anybody likes it over Toy Story. You can't be like, well, you're nuts, because that was that good of a movie.
Fuck, man, Zootopia. Should probably watch that again. What's out this week besides Batman v Superman? Anything else?
I mean, that's the only one really relevant, though,
It's,
right?
Yeah.
It's,
Let
it
me
was
take a
supposed to
look.
go up against something.
Oh wait, Divergent. Wait,
No, that was last week.
Ascendant.
No,
Redundant?
Allegiant.
Oh,
Allegiant.
Redundant.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Divergent, one-word
Yeah.
title. Yeah.
The Divergent series Redundant.
Abundant.
the Divergent series on.
Oh,
clearance.
My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2.
Yeah, that's.
Hey, sold. All right,
I
we're
think
going
that's
to see
getting
that
better
on
reviews than
Friday.
Batman vs Superman.
No,
to
it's
be honest.
16% lower.
Oh fuck.
Get a Job with fucking what's her name from Anna Kendrick.
Oh Christ!
Anna
yeah.
Kendrick and Milo
that new
Sauer.
fucking Melissa
McCarthy.
McCarthy movie's coming out soon.
Do you think DC was smart now for getting Poopy Pants and not putting it up against Civil War? Because it was supposed to come out with Civil War.
It's a damn good thing they didn't put it up against the War.
I kind of want them to. Like I was rooting for
Do you,
them to.
do you think it
because-
shows a cowardice, or do you think it was like a smart business move to put them so far apart now?
It was a
Because
smart
they're-
business move because they wouldn't have made any.
They're
fucking
Oh
a
yeah,
money.
they wouldn't have done that. That would have cannibalized the box office
Yeah.
in general.
They're a month apart, right?
Nobody would win in that
They're
situation.
2 months apart. Because
Really?
now
Oh, May,
Captain America
right.
comes out in May.
Because not only would DC lose money, but Marvel would hands down lose money that way. So
You think you would lose money?
Oh, it's a win-win for both of them because
Oh, yeah, for both
I
of them,
wouldn't pick
actually.
Civil War. I don't think I would pick Civil War over Batman vs Superman. I think like
I would.
in a thought of like what's riding on Batman versus Superman is way more important than what Civil War would be. So I know that
But for that reason, I would take Civil War because I know what I'm going to get. I know I'm going to love it.
I think both of them
hope
would lose.
I'm wrong about Batman.
Both of them would lose in that.
Oh, you're absolutely.
That's
right
why
there.
neither of them want to do that, and I think that was.
Well, DC didn't change, or Marvel didn't change their date, so Marvel was fully ready to put it up against it. Marvel was ready. DC pulled it back, pulled it forward.
DC
rather.
pussed out.
Yeah,
we
DC
should
brought
probably
it
talk
up.
about Civil War. I'm not excited at all anymore.
That's so dumb. I understand.
I think it looks fantastic.
I don't understand how you can watch that
Fantastic.
full minute and a half trailer and you take out that last 7 seconds with Spider-Man and you can't see that.
That's
It's like-
not at all why I don't like it.
I'm just saying though. My point is that you take out that whole 7 seconds. Even if you take out that Spider-Man scene, which is a little weird, that whole trailer was like
It was awesome.
amazing.
No, the
It was
cool
awesome.
parts like Black Panther, cool, really cool.
The scene of him chasing down Bucky on the motorcycle.
Yeah,
and then
but,
tackling
like-
him, unbelievable.
I literally went from 60 to midnight so fast.
And then
I don't know what that means, but
neither do I.
I'm about to say 6 to midnight. Like clock.
60 to midnight.
60 to midnight.
60
We're just gonna leave that there. For a
Yeah,
second.
that's fine.
But like it was very underwhelming, and I've said this a bunch of times too. Like when you look at that Civil War cover, and there's 80 fucking people on the cover, and they're about to clash at the airport, and there's only 7. There's like 12 people on the airport, just running at each other with about 100 miles of clearance.
But don't we always criticize? We always bring it up. We brought it up twice this episode. It's the Spider-Man 3 effect.
I don't know what that is.
The oversaturation, like too much in one movie.
too much.
That's not a
in one
thing. That is not a
It
fucking
is.
thing. That's pathetic. Because
definitely
if there
is.
is such thing as that, then Infinity Wars is going to pan completely. If you think
I
that
agree.
Well,
is
they're
some
doing it in
sort of
2
argument.
parts.
Yeah, Infinity
That
War.
doesn't fucking matter because they're going
But
to
we-
have 150 people
Well,
ideally.
I think we talked about this at work today. Is what they're gonna do is like they're gonna do the Star Wars 3 thing, the Order 66, where like we know about all these Jedis,
Yeah.
but they're just gonna get killed off in like montages.
But like, there's no such thing as that. I hate that.
No,
I hate that altogether.
With Spider-Man
I
3,
think
they
it's very
tried to
real.
do fucking 4 origin stories in one movie.
Why would they do
Or
that? Though?
3 origin
no, but
stories
that's
in one
not
movie.
at all what
That's
they
our
would do in
question.
Civil
Why would
War.
they do
Yeah,
that?
that's
Yeah.
the Spider-Man
That's our
effect.
No,
question.
but that's not at all what they would do in Civil War. You don't understand what I'm saying.
No,
here.
yeah,
you
in
don't
Civil
have
War, I
to
don't
have
think they
origin
do it.
stories at all for any of these
I agree with
superheroes
that
because you know who they are.
I agree with that
So
completely.
all you have to do is introduce everybody, not even introduce them, because you already know these superheroes, and you're going into Civil War watching people fight each other. I always would want to see Captain Marvel go up against anybody in that fucking comic book, or like any other Marvel hero, because this is bullshit. I think that this whole like oversaturation thing would be the dumbest fucking thing on the planet because you want variety.
really mad right now.
Well, now I am. But
No, here's my thing: is they're not showing off the. It's not Civil War the comics that we know. It's the story, like the.
I get
do
that.
superheroes have to be registered? You know, obviously, I would love to see them do Civil War for a team. We've talked about it many times. We fucking love that story.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna love the interpretation they're gonna do. It's like a small group of the characters we already know and have gotten along so well through 2 movies already, and now we're gonna see them fight. Like now, these are the characters. Like we're gonna see the 2 characters people love the most. I would say is Iron Man and Captain America. I don't think that's like crazy to say. Those are those, and like people, the occasional like Black Widow truthers, but like. We're finally going to see that group that we know and love for 2 movies that have fought evil separate, and it's not going to be like, oh, it's the alien invasion scene or the Wachovia like city for all the sky. It's internal problems in the group, and it's a whole separate conflict and like good versus evil. It's good versus good, and who's kind of right.
yeah, but like, shit, man. You know,
I
You
agree
know
with
what
you.
I'm saying?
I would agree with you. Because that when you brought that up to me, that was like the best point I think you made about it. Was like it was disappointing because you know what that scene could be.
Exactly. When
I agree with you
especially the
completely.
way it was shot was just kind of like
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. When you told me that was the only part
it
where I
made
was
me
like,
just go
fuck.
no.
You
Yeah.
can probably expect like 10 more cuts though.
15,
like 10 different
15 and
angles.
6
Yeah.
seconds. Yeah,
Yeah.
15 and 6 seconds.
And even-
but like,
And do you think they try to justify it by do you think they try to show that because like they showed that scene in like the first trailer too, I think, like where they showed him like
They did.
kind of standing
Run at
off
each
at the
other.
airport.
Yep.
Do you think they try to justify it? Be like, oh, we got one more. Here's Spider-Man. Do you think like
like settle down. It's
guys,
crowded.
We
It's
have,
crowded.
yeah, we have one more.
It's crowded. Come on.
And it's one we haven't seen before.
I thought there
like-
were supposed to be a couple more that we haven't seen in the trailer yet.
Not in
even
Civil
a
War.
couple is not.
No, it's not
Is not
just-
30 that I want.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like
If you look at let me pull up the picture. I don't know if you've ever seen it, like the Civil War picture. It's
Actually, that'll be our thumbnail.
yeah,
I
that
think
should be
our
it.
I can do that.
It's that
I
unbelievable.
mean, we already have 10 things that are supposed to be our thumbnail this
Yeah,
episode,
right.
but-
well, we'll just have we'll just do a collage. That'd be cute.
I can respect and understand, especially for budget reasons and for
Right.
casting reasons, how you couldn't have that amount of variety. But like even for the fate, there is no reason to even have an introduction for most of the characters that you would see here.
I mean, Deadpool couldn't have more than one person in the X-Men house.
Right? Exactly. Exactly. But like, there's
Yeah, here's the picture. This is gonna make you mad.
like look at
This is what it was supposed to look like.
look at that. Like
Like,
look
that's
at
Civil War.
Oh,
Like,
I've seen
all
that.
of the
yeah.
Fantastic
Yeah.
Four.
like
Like
that's Civil War. Like
just-
obviously for licensing, there's some shit they can't
I
do.
totally,
but,
especially because of
yeah, watching this again makes me look sad again.
But like, and then you have that's like to just contrast the
I
two.
mean, I get it. But
And the thing I don't really like, I mean, now that we're nitpicking Marvel, I'm starting to realize some things. Is like
Uh-oh.
they don't really like allude to the world of like other superheroes though. Like whereas like
They're trying so hard now.
yeah, because like I mean like even in what was it, the last Avengers movie where Thor kind of went off for a while,
Yeah.
and he like mentioned about the Infinity Stones and stuff like that. So I mean they're trying to allude to it, but I don't feel like they do a good job being like, yo, there's probably other people like Agents of Shield was kind of like what that was supposed to be. Like there's a lot of people with these weird abilities out here. And like X-Men did it too in their movies, where they're like, "There's a lot of mutants." So this, I don't think like Marvel's done a good enough job where they could, if they wanted to, like we want it, where they could bring in a lot of these characters.
Yeah.
They're like, it would feel like off that they
absolutely.
didn't like introduce or like mention that. Oh, there could be a world of these people out here.
But I think I think it's a flaw with the medium itself
Yeah.
of being a film that you only should have about an hour and a half to an
Yeah.
hour and 3/4 movie that you can't have. Everything you want to allude to, like you can't see, especially with casting reasons, especially with how everybody else has their own schedule. Like,
And you think it's them being scared that like people would see these characters and just not care because they don't know who they are? Like, I mean,
that's true too.
Yeah.
That they would, I'm sure they wouldn't do it on top of that because a lot of people would be worried, like, fuck, I don't know any of these people and they're already losing. Like I don't have anybody to root for besides the core 7, so
And
why
that's the
have them at
people you
all?
know. Exactly.
And like that's one of the toughest parts of having a movie universe.
Yeah.
Because there's not only there's casting problems, there's budget problems, there's length of film.
Yep.
And that's very, very tough, and I absolutely
And
respect.
especially when they're putting one out almost every year
Right,
now.
and they have an established Marvel universe in film now. Like, it's hard enough to do an animated series to get voice actors and all that. It was so easy. It's so easy for comics to do it because all you have to.
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to belittle
not
this
like
at
a-
all.
it's not an easy medium,
right?
but
I don't mean
it's-
to demean this at all.
it's
but
the most open.
all you really have to do is draw them and write them.
Yes,
Where
and you give them a voice.
there
and,
are-
like, you don't have to hire people.
and it gives them so much more creative leeway in story and in direction for having 80 people in a cover,
Yeah.
But like at that same time, why even do it then?
Yeah, I agree.
Why even bother to make the film if you can't have
to use the name. I mean, at this point, yeah.
Well, it's not that cynical. I'm
it's
sure
not, they're
there
not
are-
like tricking people because they are taking the storyline pretty
Exactly.
closely.
Like,
yeah.
but like, they. You know what I mean? Like
It's
they
tough,
didn't even
yeah.
have to show that shot, and I'd still be very happy with this film.
Which
like,
the
airport scene,
yeah.
that whole airport scene just literally put a hole
Yeah.
in my tire.
So it's not like you're not excited for it. It's just that
Oh, I'm
you want,
totally excited
You want
for it.
so much more from it.
I guess I should retract my bit before saying
good.
I'm not excited
That
for
makes me,
Civil War.
that makes me feel better.
That definitely was bold, but to say that I'm not
that came right out of left field.
to say that my balls haven't deflated a little bit after
That's
seeing
fair.
that.
See, if you said I'm not excited for Batman, I'd be like, I don't fucking blame you. But
Yeah,
not being excited
it's-
for Captain America looks awesome.
I'm really excited. Just because I love Robert Downey Jr. and I'm gonna love to see him toe the line between heel and face.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
It's just so funny how
Civil War was
yeah.
just such a good fucking story.
I hate did you hate the ending? Because I did.
Yeah.
I think it's
yeah.
a universal. Everybody
But,
hates
like,
the ending.
And we've talked about how I don't know if they're gonna kill Chris Evans or not. But like,
Not in this movie. I don't think.
I don't
I
know.
think they are.
In this movie,
I think they are.
in Civil War.
also, can we talk about how weird it is to name this Captain America Civil War?
yeah, I don't
Like
that
they
either.
should just. I know the comic books were layered that way. Like
Right.
it's the Avengers Infinity Wars
Mm-hmm.
when Guardians of the Galaxy were the ones to allude first to the Infinity Gems. And like, do you really need to have that kind of like almost branding of it? Like Tom Clancy's The Division or like the Avengers Infinity Wars. Or like,
Should we tell the people that's probably why we haven't recorded?
Yeah,
Because the Division's been out for like a week and a half.
we were so busy playing that fucking
We all just came out of the house the first time today.
But like,
they could have just called it Civil War.
I mean, it's a very nitpicky thing. But
No, I agree. I mean, there's no reason. Literally, you could just call it Civil War and people, it'd be the same exact movie.
yeah, it also makes me go like, this is a Captain America sequel? He's 1/8 of this film. Like,
And like Winter Soldier was a perfect Captain America Winter
yes,
Soldier.
exactly. Or
You don't need to be Captain
Thor the
America
Dark,
Civil
You know,
War.
like, but like,
Because now it seems to think it's like now the focus is Cap, but like it's a much, I don't know. Yeah, I agree.
even with that, it should have been the Avengers Civil War, like,
Yeah.
or anything else. You know,
I think they're afraid of calling it though because
you could have won Wow Wow Wubsy Civil War, and it would be more accurate than the Captain America Civil War. You know, like,
Wow, Wubsy. Unbelievable.
just
Yeah, no, it's a nitpicky thing.
it
It's
is.
not like it's not like
it's not going to cannibalize
right
tickets
It's
at
not
all.
gonna ruin
Like,
the movie. It's just it's there's no reason for it, and it was just one of those things that
it's just when it's going to look really stupid on my shelf when I have Captain America,
America,
Winter
Civil War.
Soldier, and then Civil War right next to each
yeah.
other. When I could have the Avengers, Age of Ultron, Civil War next to each other.
They're
you
just
know,
afraid
like,
to call it an Avengers movie.
it's just my preference, I guess.
Yeah.
And I guess they also should do it for directive reason because Joss Whedon, fuck you, is not doing Civil War.
Who is it? The Rus? No.
I have no idea. I should probably look at that.
Who's doing it? Let's check it out.
Um,
Well, look, we didn't really. I mean, we talked a lot about the movie, but Spider-Man, we saw him. We saw Spider-Man.
I don't have much to say about that.
Did you like the suit?
Kinda.
Thank you.
Kinda.
Chris hated it.
I don't really care
I don't
for
know
it.
if
It's
I
not
hate
that special.
It's
The reason,
not-
all right. So I gave Chris my reason. Of
I
why
just thought it was
loved
kind of like
And at the same
it's kind
time,
of bland.
Spider-Man's costume is probably one of the most inoffensive costumes out
Yeah, I
there.
mean, you really
Like,
can't.
yeah,
do it
absolutely.
wrong.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot to say about
The
that.
thing I really liked about it was, I think I told Chris. I don't know which one I told you.
You like
but
the eyes?
I love the eyes because to me that tells me people were like, "Oh, that's stupid. His eyes move. How did he do that?" He clearly didn't do that.
No, obviously. That
Tony
I
Stark
understand.
clearly took him in prior to this movie and was waiting to kind of like.
I do like that. That
bring
does
him-
speak volumes.
And it does like Tony Stark found this guy and he's gonna bring him in. He made him his suit. He made the eyes to move. So clearly, like there was this kind of connection that Stark, because they even referenced it in Ant-Man, where they finally teased her like, "Oh, we got guys climbing on walls." So that's what I really enjoyed. But it wasn't like the costume itself. I mean, it visually looked very cartoony compared to the rest of the movie. And it looks just like the '80s cartoon Spider-Man. But I love that concept of like. He's clearly, I mean, because they did it in whatchamacallit. One of the reasons I hated Spider-Man, the Amazing One, the asshole Garfield.
Asshole Garfield.
Because he made the web shooters in that movie, right?
Yep.
That's stupid.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that
so
is-
dumb. I understand
yeah.
Peter Parker's supposed to be
Yep.
like a genius. That was very dumb to me.
No, that's not
so like
good.
this fact that Tony Stark's bringing this kid was like, yo, I'll make your suit, like just like I've done for pretty much, like I mean,
Right.
he's clearly. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he gave Ant-Man his new suit in that movie too,
Yeah.
and then it's just like so. I
Yeah.
mean, so to me that's the cool part.
Ant-Man riding an arrow.
That was
Let's go.
the
That was
sexiest part of the
fucking
film.
Oh,
incredible.
I'm so fucking
Yes.
happy that
when
that's
they
in
when they
there.
put the side by side of the picture of the from the comics and like the movie, it was like a tear to your eye moment because it was like fuck.
It's
yes.
literally the best comic creative thing I've ever seen in my life.
yes.
What a great goddamn thing
And
that
it
is.
is the Russo brothers that are directing.
All right, good. All right, just
yeah.
still
They
not
are-
Toby Maguire's Spider-Man.
They are ugly as shit. The Russo brothers.
Wow,
They don't look like brothers either.
they're ugly to you?
The
they
bottom
look-
one.
they
The
look
bottom.
kinda normal
The
to me.
bottom one looks like he could be a villain and wouldn't have to put any makeup
It
on.
looks like Fredo from The Godfather.
The top one looks like the who's the guy from?
Let's not say the top one. These are human beings, for Christ's sake.
Anthony Russo.
The top human being.
The top human being.
That top being, that thing up top. No,
The thing with the glasses.
oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Good
That's
luck.
the-
Good luck, Russo brothers.
Yeah, I think they have a lot. Here's the thing, though, is another one. If Batman vs Superman bombs,
They're not going to do Justice League.
no,
the Russo brothers.
No. If Batman vs.
I thought that's where he was going with
No,
that.
no,
I was
not
like,
at all.
oh, dear
if
God.
Batman vs Superman bombs, is Marvel just like licking their chops because they know Civil War doesn't have to be like blowout over the top.
No,
now.
it does, I mean, it needs to be good. I mean, a lot of people, like you guys in general, love that storyline.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee
I-
there's a billion people
I haven't had
who love
high
that
expectations
storyline.
going into a Marvel movie. I don't think yet. I think Avengers had pretty high expectations because like
the
this is
first one?
Avengers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't had really. I mean, even Civil War or Winter Soldier, I didn't know what to expect, so I had no expectations. This one, they're doing my favorite storyline next to the Infinity Wars, so I have really high expectations going into this. Like,
Yeah,
they
for
have
sure.
they have to hit it for me. Like,
For
they-
sure.
And like again, like they're already missing some stuff that they're not going to hit me because, like we said, we acknowledge that there's almost
Yeah.
no way they can do it. But
And to be fair, Iron Man, besides 1 and a little bit of 3, has kind of been an underperforming
franchise,
Yeah, like to
Yeah,
2 is the
wasn't
most
that
forgettable
hot.
movie in their pantheon, in my
which is
opinion.
it's baffling to even think about it. Really, that how good of a performer Robert Downey Jr. is as playing Tony Stark.
Yeah.
That it's probably one of my least remarkable, at least, Marvel series of this pantheon.
Definitely my least.
And while we're on this topic of how high the stakes are, surprisingly high the stakes are for Civil War, this bubble's gonna pop really fucking soon. This established universe of Marvel stuff. While we're on the topic,
When does it end? 2019?
2019 is Infinity Wars.
Part
so
two?
No,
Part 1.
I think part
No,
one.
part
is
1 is 2018.
18. Okay, so they're
and
doing
then part
part
2
two
is
is
2019.
2019. Okay,
And then the last one is Inhumans, which that's the one I'm most excited for. I fucking love the Inhumans.
but what sucks is like it's 5 years down the road.
yeah, and that's what like, and it's been. I mean, it's,
And even seeing the most jarring thing is seeing Inhumans 2020.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck, it's
How old are you
2016.
gonna be?
Like,
you'll not be that young. You'll not be that old.
I'm gonna be 25.
I'll be. Oh fuck me.
It's
29.
it's scary to think
30.
about.
28.
It's scary to think about. Like
Depends on when it comes out.
Jesus
28.
Christ. Like, well, think about it this way. Like,
oh god.
wow, they have a roadmap for almost
My
a
room-
fifth of our lives.
God, yeah. My roommate's gonna be 33 when that comes out.
But
My
I
old
don't.
roommate.
But it's so stretched out to this point where you look at it and go like, yeah, I know,
no.
I know. So think about it this
I
way:
think you
like,
just killed it for me.
it's so far away at this point that I don't even know if, like, there's still no guarantee that we'll see any of these
I'll
movies
be
after
dead.
Civil War. Oh, right, yeah. You have terminal cancer.
Yeah,
I
I'll be
forgot
dead by
about that.
27.
Yeah, exactly. But like,
Oh Jesus.
it's scary to look at that roadmap and see 2020 on it. Like,
It's scary, especially because like anything can happen. Like
but this racket of like, I'm scared that as soon as they see that decline of like viewership, if say Civil War underperforms, or even what's the next one? It's Infinity Wars.
No, Thor
Doctor
Ragnarok.
Strange. No,
Jesus
Doctor
Christ.
Strange.
Oh yeah, Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strange might be good.
Doctor Strange is going to be good because it can be its own thing, like Ant-Man.
But I
was.
think when Thor hits and people start going like, oh,
another Thor.
here we go. Like, oh.
I liked the first one.
I see the reason.
People can like the first one,
Yeah.
but do you like it nearly as much as you like the Avengers? Are you looking forward to
no.
it nearly as much as Infinity?
It's my
War?
dad's favorite Marvel movie.
Thor.
Yeah.
That's
Well, he
bananas.
loves the character.
Yeah, well,
to be
yeah.
fair, so
I don't like the character because I hate the old English shit. Like I can't do it. I can't. I hate it.
Old English.
you would
I'm not-
hate
I mean,
the
just the way
fucking
they
witch.
talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you would have
Just the
fucking
way they
hated
do
it.
it.
Yeah, but
I just but again, it's like I don't hate it to the point where I would have saw it in one movie. I'm like, okay, that's how they talk. Now I'm gonna see it for a third time, and I have to see it in the Avengers, and like
I think
I'm excited for Thor Ragnarok.
I think
honestly,
the
I am
supports-
because they're gonna kill Thor.
I think the supports that this Marvel universe is resting on are slowly crumbling. Like,
Yeah, it's getting old real quick.
I'm scared that we're not going to be able to see that Infinity War.
They are hoping for their fan base that they built so early on to carry them through.
I think they've covered so, and I'm sure they've established enough capital
And there'll always
to
be new
bomb on
fans
a few
coming
of
in.
these
Yeah.
movies. Like Avengers profit to budget, like margin itself could cover like 6 John Carters in a row.
Yes. Even with like Ant-Man.
Or Deadpool. Well, sorry, that's Fox, but like think about
but Deadpool
Deadpool.
pretty much financed Deadpool 2.
Exactly. Well, Deadpool
and then some.
And then me,
marginal,
then I have to do
marginal
it.
reasons, for marginal reasons, literally could finance 6 other bombs because of
Yeah.
how ridiculous of a profit margin that they have.
Yeah,
in that
exactly.
movie. So, like, I bet you that's the Big Short. To be honest, like that is the undercutting what budget is necessary to make a blockbuster film,
Yeah.
and like that might be the little. Like pulling out the Jenga blocks from under this Marvel universe, are people going to do lower budget
Yeah.
superhero movies that'll just blow it out of the
Yeah.
water?
And that's the thing, is like that's always been the topic of debate, is with Marvel, DC, and then like who's the other Vertigo, Dark
Yeah.
Horse,
Yeah.
Image, all wanting to do their stuff. I mean, the oversaturation. This is oversaturation.
That's the Spider-Man 3 thing.
That's the Spider-Man 3
That's
thing.
the good example.
Is the oversaturation of comic book movies, but like right now it's good because like people are saying right now, oh, anything comic comes out, yeah, because it's still pretty fresh. I mean, it's not The whole like
it's already starting to get old for me.
Yeah.
Like Avengers 2, I did not give a fuck when that movie came out.
Yeah.
I was very
I
excited.
didn't
I
care
love
less.
Ultron.
No,
Like
I haven't-
everyone's like, "Yo, let's go see it." I'm like, I just really don't.
Ultron.
I'm not that excited for it.
To be fair, I really wanted Ultron to be such a cooler character.
Me
Not
too.
not in the movie,
No,
because
they-
James Spader knocked it the fuck out of the park.
You think so?
But yeah,
he did a
absolutely,
good job.
absolutely. But
Just
like,
the movie wasn't that great.
no, like him in the comic books, like that's such a cool thing.
Yeah, he's a cool character.
Yeah. But
They didn't make him nearly as badass as he is in the comics.
I mean, let's go back to. I don't want to sidetrack too much, just because I know I would get on this shitty rant of like Ultron should have been, but anyway,
he should have been crushing skulls.
yeah, exactly, farting on cakes.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Like, think about it this way: like, you can do so much better with so much less that I worry that more people that are going to jump into it are going to establish a new pantheon with about 1/100th of the money that Marvel's wasting on it. And Marvel might just go, well, fuck that then. Why are we even bothering? Like, let's just hire these people to do their own movies. And I think, and it's like that everywhere, like video games especially, like putting way too much money into it and getting not enough money back.
Yep.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like movie industry as we know it right now might collapse in the next 4 years to 5 years.
The Avengers and Marvel's movies at this point are pretty much the Call of Duties. Like they're going off base name. Call of Duty puts out a new game every year. Marvel's putting out a new movie almost twice a year.
Well, look at Assassin's Creed. They're finally on hiatus. They've been making one once a year.
But Assassin's Creed is like not like nearly what Call of Duty is. So Call of Duty and Marvel.
Well, of course, but
I see what you're saying.
it's still
though.
one of those like look back 3 years. What were the main headliners of video games? And
And it
you
was
would say,
Assassin's Creed.
yeah, Assassin's Creed. That was Assassin's. All right, so 4 years because that would be Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
And that would have been Call of Duty. What was that? 2011. So that would have been
Ghost?
Black Ops 2. So you would have had that would have been right a little hair past the prime of those video games, and look where they are now.
Yeah.
There's rumors of a Ghosts 2.
Yeah,
That
that's
could
gonna
ruin
kill
the
it.
gaming industry forever.
That's gonna kill it.
And like, I'm
People
sure
are still gonna eat that shit up, though, man. They're still gonna buy it.
I know by the time we hit Thor, I'm going to be probably at my last like wits. I want to see Ragnarok really bad, but I don't think it can carry me all the way to 2017, 2018, or whenever it's coming out.
I don't know, man. I'm so torn. I've been a comic book guy my entire life.
I know.
And
I feel you.
yeah.
I'm right there with you.
And I just thought, like, every time you put out one of these movies, like, they don't have to be good, but every time you tell me, like, oh, I'm going to see this character, like, I don't like Doctor Strange at all. I hate the Punisher.
Really?
But, like, yeah, I don't like Doctor Strange. I think he's boring. Even the comics. I'm not saying it's like...
You hate the Punisher?
Yeah, I've always hated the Punisher. That's been one of my... I found a tweet from 2011.
Thomas Jane.
Yeah. I found a tweet from
Fucking
2000. I found a tweet from 2011. I was searching my Twitter the other day, and I literally tweeted, like, the Punisher is my least favorite Marvel character. And that was 4 or 5 years ago. It's like, I've always had a dislike for the Punisher, because they always labeled him as a superhero. He's not. He's just a vigilante with a gun.
I think that was kind of its
Yeah, he's an
theme, though.
anti-hero.
Like, it
Yeah,
was-
but they label him as a superhero. They try to like pin him up against like he's literally just a vigilante with a gun. Like that's all he is.
It was definitely in that like '90s era
Yeah.
of like everything should be more gritty and
but what,
against the grain.
But what they
like,
did was they told me in Daredevil I was going to see Punisher, Daredevil, and Elektra. I'm like, fuck you. Those are characters that like I loved watching interact in comics. I want to see them in live action.
Right.
So it's just like that nostalgia thing. Like I may get bored of it, but like every time you tell me, like I'm going to probably go see these movies just because like fuck like. And that's the Civil War thing.
There's
like,
definitely that pull, especially because it's fucking $8 and 2 hours out of your day.
Yes,
Like-
and that's the Batman vs Superman thing. Like I'm at the point where I don't think this movie's gonna be that good. But you're telling me tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11, when I have that big ass ice in my hand, I have my big popcorn. I'm gonna see motherfucking Batman and motherfucking Superman finally go at it on the big screen. I'm gonna probably cry. I'm gonna warn you guys, bro. I'm probably gonna cry tomorrow.
That argument though works for me and you.
Yeah,
but it doesn't work for millions
everybody.
of people.
That's the problem,
and that's
the big issue.
I fucking hate Michael Bay, and I cried the first time I saw Transformers on the big screen. Like, no joke. That was the greatest moment of my life.
What a pussy!
Look at this fucking idiot! Look at this fucking high fives! No, but seriously, that Transformer was actually okay.
Yeah, that was a guy I liked a lot.
No, like the first Transformer, like. To be fair, like
And that's the thing. The
first
thing you
one
loved
wasn't
as a
bad,
kid,
and then
yeah.
the other
Well,
ones
that's
just
the
fucking
point, is,
sucked.
like,
yeah,
But you
that's-
loved it no matter what because it was like
Right.
stuff that you loved probably prior.
right,
That's-
exactly.
Well, that's nostalgia, and that's how dangerous of a
O.J.
game
Simpson.
nostalgia is. Oh my god! I still got to post that article. Hey, theaterfor3.com. I'm going to post an article soon that might actually be worth a read.
I heard last night.
I've been watching every episode.
Did you watch
So this is the thing, and I might just call Brad onto the podcast to talk about this.
Can we please get him on?
Because the thing is, like,
we'll Skype him in or something.
Absolutely, yeah. But like, what we've discussed is like, I'm not entirely convinced that this is not one big fucking comedy. Because there are some
just not debut or like
it's
promoting
so
it.
I wonder if it is literally the Evil Dead conundrum of like it is literally on the razor's edge of being either this director and the writing crew are the biggest racially insensitive fucking morons of like writing that they think it's so serious and like baffling, or they're geniuses. They've made a Coen Brothers quality, like everybody is idiots in this movie or in this like TV show because they genuinely were.
What do you think at this point?
I was so far into like, look at these idiots. I can't believe how bad the show is, to the point where it's like now I'm almost starting to convert to the oh my god,
I get it.
Yeah.
It's a comedy.
Fucking geniuses. Like that's exactly it. Like I literally, this whole episode allured me to it. Like they're talking about how they're pulling jury, and this is the time where they started cutting people out because one of them's a kidnapper and like all this kind of shit. Yeah. And they're talking about how a lady comes in from the jury, a black lady comes in, and she's talking to Judge Ito. I don't remember her name. Tracy, I think, was her first name. She's talking about how the deputy, and this is hysterical, the deputy, the cops that were with them, took all the white people to some grocery store, I think it was Wegmans or something like that, for an hour. But they only took the black people to Ross, the grocery store, for 30 minutes. And she was saying how that was racist and gross. But Johnny Cochran goes... Judge Ito goes, but don't you guys love it there? And Johnny Cochran goes, well, it's true. He goes like, come on. He even looks at Marcia. He's like the prosecutor. These two are button heads. And he just kind of goes, he just kind of nods and goes, well, he's right. At that point, it just went, holy fuck. They've made it. Like, this is a burn after reading quality of, like, everybody just fucking was terrible when it came to this trial. Like, look at this and laugh at how awful and how pathetic our, like, judicial system is when it comes to this. Like, because they can still nail, like, there was another scene, and these actors are phenomenal. Besides, cut down some of the extras that they hired, and obviously the people that they carried over from American Horror Story, because those two were pathetic. I hate those shows. Like Kim Kardashian, or the person who plays, Kris Kardashian.
Wait, Lady Gaga?
No. What? Wait.
She's an American Horror Story.
Yeah, no. But like the black-haired girl who plays Kris, and Kris Jenner, and plays oh Christ, her best friend, Nicole's best friend, and so what happens is, like, Marcia is an amazing actor, and so is Johnny Cochran, and so is everybody else. Like,
does anybody like we know play them, or is it just no name?
Well, Travolta plays Robert. Oh fuck, I forget his name, but he's the one doing LegalZoom now.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And Schwimmer plays Rob Kardashian.
I forgot he's in that.
It's an all-star cast. Cuba Gooding Jr.'s fucking OJ, which is the most wrongly casted OJ ever.
No, what's the cast?
Oh god damn it! I said all-star, didn't I? I'm such a fucking idiot. But like,
but Cuba. I heard he's the worst part of the show.
Yeah, he literally is because like Brad was like,
"I'm OJ."
Yeah, right. I'm OJ.
Is that what he says?
No. You should put me on the stand so they know I don't do anything wrong. Like that's not OJ. Like, you could put Danny Glover on there. A young Danny Glover would have been OJ all day. Put OJ back in.
What about Donald
Just
Glover?
cast OJ.
Yeah, just get OJ out of his cell
He's
and
not
put
doing
him on
much.
there.
He's not doing much.
He got one.
But like,
he running touchdowns.
There are definitely some scenes in there, especially when Marcia gets her hair cut the wrong way, and Judge Ito makes fun of her for it, and she just starts to break down, like tries not to break down in the courtroom. Where I just went, oh my god, like what a great. I feel so bad for you, but like at the same time, there are moments where they're showing how insensitive and how idiotic they are, and how it literally did become a black and white thing. Yeah, but it was a domestic abuse and eventually a double homicide trial. Like, I'm not convinced one way or the other. But I'm starting.
It's gotta be done, right? Pretty soon.
No, I think there's like 4 more episodes.
Jesus Christ.
Well, this American Crime Story, like,
it's gonna
series,
keep going. Yeah.
There's gonna be another crime story.
Yeah.
But
which is cool. I like that they're doing that.
By the end of the show, I hopefully will have an answer to tell you whether these guys are fucking geniuses, whether these guys are fucking geniuses, or they're just complete idiots and they're making a mockery out of good television. But for right now, I'm hoping that I'm finally in on the joke, because I thoroughly enjoyed this episode in a much different way than I did last time. There's a lot of overacting in a lot of spots, but the points where, like, you just can't take it seriously for most of the show. And when it does get serious, you know it. But there are also parts that should be super fucking serious, like him lying about him kidnapping his wife, one of the jurors kidnapping his wife and driving around town, but you're still laughing at him because he's an idiot. Yeah. Like, there are some
lovable idiot.
I can't tell you. I think they might be geniuses. It's so bizarre. You guys should seriously watch this show now.
I've been meaning to. Don't know when I'm gonna get to it.
You should. I highly recommend it now. I didn't think I would, but man, I've changed. I've come out a different man watching this.
You came out wearing the glove.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
Is that it? I think that's it.
That's it for OJ, at least. Yeah. I mean, I finally watched Spotlight.
Yep.
Not a whole lot to comment there besides amazing acting all around. It was it was a Glenn Ross piece of acting, you know, like there was substance there, but it wasn't the prime. Well, it was
just the look on Rachel McAdams' face when she goes to that one priest's house and he just straight admits it. He's like,
just comes clean.
The look on her face was incredible.
McAdams was not the strongest part of that film.
No, and she was still great.
Exactly. Though. And I'm kind of irked that they did not show. I don't remember his name. I think his name was Ron, the guy with a mustache that looked like Gallagher.
The guy who like ran the paper.
No, the guy who's neighbors to the.
I know what you're talking about.
He didn't even get his face or name on the cover when he was amazing in that movie.
He was
too.
very good.
I'm really disappointed by that. But like, you don't necessarily have to love the story and still absolutely thoroughly enjoy it.
Well, it's a hard story to love, to be honest.
Well,
yeah, it's very, very.
Chances are
it's not an easy watch. Yeah. That's what people are like. I mean, obviously it won Best Picture.
I mean, it has this disarming look to it, but Jesus Christ,
yeah,
you probably should not watch this. Yeah, you
yeah.
probably should not watch this with your family.
No, it's a tough watch. It's not a light topic by any means. Especially growing up. I mean, I don't know. I grew up in a Catholic house, and like we stopped going to church. But yeah, wow.
I mean, this happened when we were young. I mean, you were young too. So I mean,
Kyle's still a fetus.
I'm 12. I'm 12 years old. I'm on this podcast.
That'd be sick if you were. Nobody knew.
I wish.
Why'd you tell them to cut that in post?
Yeah. Well, show them a picture of me, and they think I'm 48.
Well, no. Remember when you got ID'd and I did?
Because you dressed like you were 58. You look like my grandfather.
Hawaiian shirt.
Oh my god! But like Spotlight is one of those. I got a very, very, very strong Fincher. A very, very strong Fincher, almost Zodiac.
Oh yeah! Wow!
Yeah. No, but like that definitely was a Zodiac feel. That was definitely a like not a whole lot of action, but you still absolutely love
pacing in that movie. For a movie, literally, that has nothing but dialogue.
On the topic
you're never bored.
And on the topic
never
of that,
bored.
That sense of the camera, and this Fincher does it flawlessly, and that's how you'll notice this theme if you go back and watch any of his movies. The camera is almost the eyes of God. Like the camera will always be in the exact place that you need to know things. Like that's how you are omniscient because the camera is, and that's the point. And that's
fucking girl with the dragon tattoo. I love
exactly.
The way you film that movie.
And there's no shaky cam. It's all steady, and it's all information. It's all business. It's all boom, 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 character piece, monologue, story,
right.
And it's blended so well in an almost like who's the Hemingway kind of way, where there's no need for all that. You don't need to put so much fucking olive oil on that goddamn steak. You know what I mean? Like, definitely amazing. Definitely incredible.
Are you alive over there, Brian?
Yeah, I'm just listening. I like when Kyle gets into it. I'm just listening.
Yeah, it's a lot of coffee in me right now.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And The Big Short was another one that you can almost parallel the two in different ways.
Don't say anything about it.
They're very similar.
Well, no, I'm not going to spoil it at all.
okay.
Yeah, but like in a very directive way.
It felt like it could have been the same director, same like it felt like they filmed one and then like picked up the other one.
Not necessarily. There was a much more eccentric way of going about this, where the camera was not so much omniscient, but the characters in it made sure that you knew everything you needed to know, and it was in a way that doesn't normally, like, Malcolm in the Middle quality of like fourth wall breaking, but like in an incredible way. Like, I'm still riding high on The Big Short. I'm probably gonna watch it tonight.
I'm still mad it didn't win.
I loved it, and like
I can't wait to watch it.
yeah, you're definitely gonna enjoy it.
Have it yet.
I know Pat's gonna be pissed that I can't talk more about Big Short because he always gets pissed when somebody
say-
says, "No, don't talk about it."
Tell them spoilers.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert! We're gonna talk about Big Short. No, we're not. But yeah, watch it tonight if you can, and we'll talk about it next week. But
Okay.
I'm gonna watch it again, and
We didn't mean to have like a whole superhero podcast. Just kind of what's relevant
to be
today.
fair,
It was
Yeah,
supposed to be a Hack Snyder podcast, then it turned into a superhero
yeah.
podcast.
Well, it kind of is a Hack Snyder podcast
Yeah.
because he was the theme of this.
He was the reason for this conversation.
He's kind of the emperor to Darth
Spoiler
Vader.
alert: he sucks at directing.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Yeah.
So
I don't mean you objectively suck. I mean everything you've done up until this point,
Sucks.
besides 300, has been dog shit. I don't want to spit
And
on
Dawn
you.
of the
I'm
Dead.
sure if you ever hear this, you're gonna be like, I'm gonna fucking kill this kid. I don't know you personally. I don't know
Well, he
Joss.
is-
I don't know Joss Whedon personally, but from Twitter, I know you suck.
He is a big fan. We had him on the podcast last week.
Oh, that's true, but we had to cut it because he's terrible.
Yeah. He literally came in. It was just like, it was just quiet for 2 hours because he wouldn't let us talk.
Yeah, there was silence.
Because our voice was too colorful.
Yeah, there was silence. But I hope. It always sucks to think that.
you love being proved wrong, right?
I love.
Yeah,
I absolutely
do.
love being.
I mean,
Oh, I hate it. That's like my least favorite thing in the
like
world.
no one of the
Everybody knows that I hate being wrong.
one of the best things is knowing that I'm
But
wrong.
it's okay.
because
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
it's
Go
fine.
ahead.
Like
That was cute.
in the vein of like how do I want to explain this? Like I have a very pessimistic view, or at the very least cynical view on movies in general. So like I like to be wrong because then at that point I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm going into this movie expecting probably the biggest pile of shit I've ever watched.
Well, yeah.
So I might come out of it being like, "Wow, that was Oscar worthy."
But like I definitely think the most scariest prospect is it's not good enough to be
Not good enough to be a 2.5 hour
unremarkable.
fucking long
like it can
movie.
be I would much rather watch 2.5 hours of horse shit than 2.5 hours of okay.
Do you think that...
You know?
Right, because you can always laugh at the horse shit.
Exactly.
Do you think that if it was a 2-hour movie, it would have a completely different feel to it?
Like cut a half hour off of it?
Right off the bat.
Yeah, probably.
I wonder. I think they got in that argument that we had before of like they have to introduce everybody and they don't have enough time because it's movies. It's film.
I'm telling you.
Well, do you think
it's
they're
going
gonna
to be the
introduce-
Spider-Man 3
I think
problem?
I
It's
think-
going to be a bunch of
it's
fucking...
not. Well, it's not. That's not a. That actually yes because of the.
It's not even going to be eyes on one character the entire movie. It's going to be, this person's doing this, and while they're doing this person's doing this. And they're going to keep going back and forth between all these fucking characters. It's going to piss me right off.
Yeah, I wonder.
I don't think
if,
they're going to do that.
I think Batman v Superman is going to take up about 30% of this film. Is my belief.
What do you
I think
like the actual like conflict?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the overarching thing.
Yeah.
But you're going to be seeing, like...
I kind of disagree with Chris, though. I don't think it's going to be, because we already see Man of Steel's origin, so cut him out right there. We don't need an origin.
Well, no, that's
No,
my
I mean,
argument,
they're
though.
going that they're going to be doing their own things.
Because exactly, well,
Oh,
my
I see
argument
what
is
you're
that
saying.
they
Okay.
don't have to do that now, so you're not going to see them nearly as much.
Okay.
So this is going to be the, instead of Batman versus Superman, this should be conception of Justice League, or some name to lead them into the Justice League instead of...
Yeah, you're going to have a fight probably in the last 45 minutes of the movie with Batman and Superman, and then it's going to come into the fact where Doomsday fucking comes out. Wonder Woman's going to come in.
I argue that Doomsday comes in halfway through the film.
I'll say about an hour. In.
I think Batman versus Superman is the biggest cop out of a title in history.
I think it's going to be a lot of, because what it is, I mean, the subtitle is what people keep forgetting, is it's literally called Dawn of Justice.
I think
They should have just called it that.
Well, like I think
That'd have been an awesome
that
title.
title is to sell seats.
You don't think it's
Batman versus Superman?
Yeah,
Because
absolutely,
listen to it.
1,000%.
Batman versus Superman. How many people?
How many times
buy
have
tickets?
I think I've even said that how many times on the podcast. You literally just tell me those two are in the movie. I'm fucking going 100 times out of 100.
fucking
And
A.
so if they would have just called it Dawn of Justice, I don't think it even has half the hype if you don't put Batman vs Superman. That's a good point. You have to put that in the title to sell seats.
Totally. I would respect them more if it said Dawn of Justice.
Because even my dad, like my dad, fucking like he knows Batman from like the Adam West days. He knows Superman from the Christopher Reeve days.
Right.
he's like, are these two like in the movie? Like, are they fighting in the movie?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. He goes, I kind of want to see it. Like,
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
like, that's all he had to do. It's like,
Exactly.
that's DC got that my dad just because putting Batman
The Batman vs Superman comics sold to people that never read either of those comics because of how impactful they are in society alone.
The biggest, not even that one, is the one they sold the most out of is the Death of Superman.
Yeah.
They literally sold.
Yeah.
People lined up who never bought comics. You can watch the documentary. It's pretty interesting. That lined up who never read a comic book in their life, lined up for hours just to pick up a copy because they knew it was going to be something that, fuck, they put Death of Superman. Superman's dying. He's never died before. Let me buy a copy because I'm going to resell it in 2 years.
And that is why Doomsday is far and away my favorite villain of
Because
all
he
time.
killed Superman?
Not because he killed Superman, because he was literally bred and created to just be a murderer and just of pure hate. Like, that's why Darth Maul should have been the best fucking character
He
ever.
was the most underused character in any movie I can ever remember.
Because this Doomsday is, like, in essence, just hatred.
Yeah.
Like, just, I'm going to
And that's all
fuck you
Darth
up.
Maul
That's,
was, too.
that's all I'm
Exactly.
here for. I'm the only thing I was born to do
No
is
emotion,
beat the piss
nothing,
out of
yeah.
you. Like, just so badass.
don't let me get my hands on you.
So fucking bad.
That's why I'm very bitter.
Like,
that you
don't
said
let me catch these hands in NHL. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck you up in it.
We have spiraled.
I'm very no, I don't think so. This is
I'm
still the
cool
same
with
path,
it.
yeah.
I'm intrigued right now.
Yeah, I don't think. No, but I don't. Are you bitter that they're using him for that reason? Because you don't think we're gonna get the full Doomsday? Because I mean,
I don't.
because they're gonna be. I mean, they're gonna.
From
beat him
what
up,
I have
to a
heard
point.
of things that I have read of people who've seen it, it's like dead last fucking scene of the movie.
I don't think. I genuinely don't think this is the last time we see Doomsday at all.
So they're not gonna like end him.
Nope,
Just
and-
gonna-
Well, because Doomsday returns in the comics.
Yeah, absolutely.
He comes out of the ground and just fucks the living shit out of Superman. You know,
I
like
want them to do a Doomsday and Solomon Grundy tag team.
at the very worst.
Solomon Grundy.
I don't.
I do.
At the very worst, I want Doomsday was done so perfectly because you knew he wasn't completely done, and you were like waiting. Oh shit! Is he coming back? Oh shit! Like, okay, they're fighting there, but you know Doomsday's still gonna come. Oh my god, he's here! Like, that was how cool it was.
But do you think he'll be back for like Justice League? Because
no,
I mean,
not for Justice
yeah,
League,
I
but
would
like
say
for
so.
another Superman movie somewhere down the line,
Like a
where I hope they do it like they did in the comics, where you didn't know Doomsday was there,
And
and,
then just-
bang,
he's
and
back.
dust settles, and he's just standing there, like one of the most like hair on end, like, oh no, you know shit's
Yeah.
going to go down.
I hope
really
they do a
soon.
Bizarro Superman eventually.
What? You all right there? You having a stroke?
I don't know.
Christian said
What
it's
just happened?
It looked like all my light bulbs went fucking red.
Are you okay, Chris?
I don't know.
Oh, God, Cloverfield. Oh, we saw Cloverfield.
Holy shit! 10
Wow.
Cloverfield Lane.
Wow.
All right, well, we're gonna take a break really quick, and we'll come right back.
Well,
So yeah, we'll be right back. Lord, holy shit! That is why I went on break. I just saw something inhuman that I had to like go to the bathroom and puke about.
And that inhuman thing was Brian's fucking nutsack.
Yeah, that was wow.
sorry, Bob.
We just watched Cake Farts again, and like, thanks for listening.
Thanks
tonight.
for listening this week.
I'm so sorry.
We're
that
happy to
gonna
be
cut this
back.
short.
Yes.
But there's so much more to talk about. That
Next week's gonna be a good.
I know.
One. Next week's gonna be low. We're gonna record again very soon because, like I said, we're going to see Batman and Superman tomorrow together, and I'll be gone next weekend. So we're gonna record early this week, and we'll have it out again. And next week will be just as good. We're back.
So
we're back.
yeah,
We're back,
oh,
baby.
we're
we're back.
We're fucking back.
We're
But
back in the swing of
10
things.
Cloverfield Lane.
Next week.
Yeah, so Chris is going to have an article out real soon. Definitely take a look at that. Theaterfor3.com. Thank you. And then we're going to have a conversation.
Follow
about
us
it
on
next
Twitter
week.
at TFT_podcast.
Yes, exactly.
Get that Twitter bitch rolling.
Yep.
Follow us on Facebook. I don't know if Brian made the Facebook. I don't know the link.
Yeah, it's on there. It's on there.
Just type in
Theater
Theater
for
3.
I did not know we had a Facebook.
Yeah, there's really nothing on there
We
yet.
do have one of those.
It's in-
now.
That's cool.
It's in-
Wow,
it's
Facebook's
prob-
a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Interesting.
My
That's
grandma
incredible.
likes us on Facebook.
Wow.
Does she really?
No, she's been dead for 3 years.
Oh, that's not good.
Thank you.
I gotta go. Bye.